We're on it. Go for it.
Tinlor is definitely the pilot, and I'm designated as navigator. Is there any skill for this rule set
that'll be survival checks?
Just survival checks.
For navigation, yeah, which I believe you have.
Yes.
Yeah, sweet.
All right.
Well, we'll call that our cold open. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second true session of the Redmoth, the fourth actual session, considering we had two prequels so far. So this is going to be detailing the events directly after last session, which I'll remind you of now. So the crew of the Redmoth, their origins unclear to us at the time, were finishing a job for Slab, a large red orc who lives on Grevda. They were flying food for the slaves on Grevda in the salt mines, and they were flying it from Loira to Grevda. Then after the job, they were walking back to their ship, their pockets full of proverbial money. They were beset by a droid named Dupree, who asked them to come and meet his master as he had a job for them. Never want to pass up on money, the crew of the Redmoth decided that they would undertake or take up this droid in his offer, and met Lockhart, a scientist living underground, who asked the party to retrieve an orb that he told them could terraform the entire planet and replenish the horrible dry atmosphere with water and rains and life, more like what you'd hope for on a bountiful planet. He offered to pay you 5,000 gold, or units or whatever in total, and gave you half before you left, which he used to buy various guns, weaponry, and upgrades for your ship. And he promises to give you the other half on your return. You flew to the Leviathan, an old destroyed space station overrun with Corsairs, who are also looking for the orb. While you were there, you fought a one-armed space troll who used his arm as a club to beat you. You retrieved the orb and met a new ally, the medical robot named Arnold, who was able to replenish your health and deliver quite a nasty shock if needs be. You brought the orb, and as you were escaping, the Corsairs caught up to you. And standing in front of you now, exactly where we will pick up, stands the Corsair captain. You see, he's wearing a long red coat, his mouth in a disgusting grin, filled with gold teeth, blackened stubs of former teeth, and his face, one half of it and one side of his body is completely cybernetic, while the other half wrinkled, old, and ill cared for. He's flanked by two other Corsairs, young, brutish-looking men wielding pretty nasty-looking weapons. He stands there in front of you, grinning, and he says, "Well, well, gentlemen, it seems we're at a bit of an impasse here, aren't you? Why don't you hand me that orb, and we'll see about letting you go." The three of you standing in this corridor begin to hear the sounds of footsteps coming from behind you, though they are quite distant. And the Corsair captain grins even wider, if it was possible, says, "You might want to make your decision quickly. There's more coming."
So how many are we? Or is it just the captain we're face to face with right now, or does he have?
The captain is flanked
and two
by
of his thugs.
two thugs.
Gotcha.
And two thugs. Huh. Well, gentlemen.
Well, I'll look at Tim.
Torgrim?
We got to go. We got to go.
Yeah.
And the Corsair captain says, Oh, you're welcome to leave at any time. It's just the, shall we say, payment for passage is 1 terraforming orb.
Which one of us has the orb?
I would say
Arnold has it.
Or I thought Arnold had it, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
Arnold has it because he wanted to look at it and study it because he's,
Right. And the other thing is,
he's a science and medical bot, So
I think we said Arnold has it, but you two are carrying the glass case it's in as a sort of decoy.
oh, I see.
Right. But now, does the Corsair captain have Arnold or not?
No, Arnold is hovering just behind you.
Right. That's what I thought.
Okay. In that case, all
Yes.
right. Will you let us past, and we will give you the orb. Don't trust you.
I think I was born yesterday.
Yeah, neither were we.
Fair enough, I guess. But let me see it first.
No.
Well then.
We don't trust you any more than you trust us.
I'm not asking you to hand it to me. Just show me. If you're going to trust me, I need to be able to trust you as well. How do I know that you're not going to dupe me?
Okay, in that case,
while this
go ahead.
while this is going on, Torgrim, who is kind of like your sidekick here, but just slightly behind you, is reaching behind him with his left hand, which is you're hiding so they can't see, and grabbing his bolt sweeper.
Yep, and I Tinlor
still has his axe in his hand. He still has his great axe in his hand too. It's just hanging down.
Nice.
So Tinlor he's reaching into his pack as he's moving the case toward the captain at a safe distance, but so he can sort of, and he's grabbing out of his pack 1 redux core and 1 spare coil. And basically what he's going to try to do is put them in the case and sleight of hand short it so that it'll glow or something. He knows it's not going to be set up to run properly, but if it'll just, blink and then he can go, all right, that's enough. And it might not work.
That's an awesome idea. Why don't you roll a sleight of hand check?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Proficiency. Yay. Oh, natural 20. Natural 20 plus the 6 proficiency bonus.
Jesus.
So.
All right. So,
yay!
your sleight of hand was so good that you go back in time and put it in there beforehand, so you don't even need to do it. You managed to basically, there's a slot in the back that you notice, and so you can flick that up, place it in, and I'll say you can kind of rig it so that the core is kind of switched on essentially, but the energy's not being connected to anything, so it does just glow with this kind of blue glow.
Just kind of almost shorted, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In addition, he rolled an 8 on his perception check. So,
wow.
So
he thought he saw ice cream. Excellent.
Yeah. You show him it, and he goes, "All right, close it. Give me it."
No, we get past first.
Very well.
You've seen it. We get past first.
And he and his 2 thugs stand to one side.
All right. Well, I'm going to go first with the case, and then I'll motion for everyone else.
Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold next, right?
Yeah. What's
and then me. Well, then the bard, and I'll hold the flank. I'll hold the flank.
Yeah. What's Davin doing?
Devin, he's pulled out his own weapon, the space loot, and he's just he's got it ready. But yeah, he's just gonna start walking with everybody else.
Excellent.
One of the thugs says quietly, "Oh no, sir! I think he's going to sing us to death." And the captain, with his metal arm, just elbows the man in the gut. He says, "Right, you're passed. I give me the orb."
Okay. All right. I'll tell the rest of the crew. Oh, I mean, where are we stopped in relation to the
Redmoth?
Yeah,
the deck where the Redmoth is?
Unfortunately, I am from Europe, so you're about 200 meters from where you
Close enough.
Yeah.
And that's on 600 something feet, I think, hours.
Yeah. So
Is there
not too far? You could probably get there about 30 seconds.
okay? Is there any way to? I know it might not be possible. Is there any way to latch the case just to buy us a couple extra seconds? If not, that's cool. But
because you rolled a natural 20, I'll say you twisted the lock on the bottom as well.
Yay!
Which is a pretty subtle lock.
Excellent.
Right.
So you can do that.
Okay.
So as we're passing, you're going to hand him the.
Yeah, I want everybody behind me. I want everybody between me and the Redmoth, and then I'll give it to him.
Okay.
And back away.
Yeah.
All right.
Hands on laser pistols.
Yeah.
And I would say, as Gandalf would say, "Run, you fools, run."
Yeah. So he takes it from you, and just looks at you. We had a deal.
All right. So
Quick march.
Yep, we're going to the ship.
I don't run like in a panic, but you're quick marching at least, I would think.
Yeah.
Can I have perception checks from everyone, please?
Can.
Oh, okay. Perception. 16.
Got a 14.
23.
Tinlaw,
Yeah,
you being the engineer, knowing the sounds of technology and the way technology acts, you hear something that the other two don't. Very, very quiet. It sounds like, which is the sound you would know, as you hear it every day, of a very small redux coil turning on. In other words, the sound that you might hear from some kind of redux-powered gun.
Ah.
Oh, geez.
Okay. Did I hear a direction, or it just like?
So you guys going past, you heard this direction, this coming from the captain, kind of general direction.
Okay. Okay.
Paul asked.
Yeah. Is there cover? Where relative. I'm in the rear, so they're between me and the ship.
Yeah. So you guys basically, you're in a corridor which is completely bare, pretty much. But about 30 to 40 feet in front of you, it turns left.
Okay. All right.
Well, it's more like a kind of, I can't remember the phrase. It's something weird, but it's like turns left and then immediately right. So it's,
gotcha.
It's sort of, what's it called? Like a sort of dog's leg almost,
A dog leg, yeah.
All right. In that case,
it's kind of like the equivalent of a really sharp S curve on a road.
Pretty much.
Okay, I've got my hands on my laser pistols already. Do you say we're 30 to 40 feet?
Well, that you're talking about, I guess, then Arnold, because he's in front of all of us now.
Okay.
I'm just goading him to keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to turn and shoot that big bastard. That's what I'm going to do.
All right, make an attack roll.
So I got Oh, I got a proficiency in that, so actually 19.
Beat him, and then we're going to try to kill him. Oh my god!
And well, I'm whatever the Redux core I heard queuing up is what I'm actually going for.
Right.
But I don't know what it was. I didn't see it.
You don't know if it's actually the Corsair captain or one of his thugs, right?
Right. But somebody's powering up a weapon. So
yeah. At a certain point, Torgrim hear this also, or no? I mean,
no, you wouldn't actually hear this. The sound is pretty much something that only a trained eye would, or a trained ear
would hear. Okay, gotcha. Nope, not a problem.
You would hear me turn around and fire though.
Yeah, you'd probably hear that.
Once he fires, I would stop, but I'd tell the others to keep going. Because Davin knows where the Redmoth is. So I mean.
Yeah. So the Redmoth, essentially, the corridor that you move into is a bit wider. It's say like 2 corridors width wide. Yeah. So you can keep going or go up the stairs, and the stairs are the kind of deck above where your ship is. So to get to your ship, you'd have to go up the stairs. Just kind of to put things in perspective for you. To be on a level so we can get in and go. Yeah. Right. So you're a level below your ship.
Right. Okay.
Gotcha. So yeah, 19 hits, roll damage.
That would be 5.
5.
Yes.
Nice.
So what was I shooting at? Who was armed, or who was?
What you see as you turn around is the case has been placed on the floor, and you see the captain halfway through drawing a pistol. Now this pistol, Tinlaw, you've seen a big pistol. On Beowyn, he had a massive one from your prequel, but this pistol puts that to shame. This pistol is probably the length of like a sawn-off shotgun type thing.
Oh,
you imagine it probably weighs the same as like a small dog. And he's carrying it with his cybernetic hand, because you get the impression that he probably would need 2 human hands to lift it.
Right.
So he was halfway through doing that kind of sneakily when you turn around and just put a bullet right in his shoulder. Well, a bolt right in his shoulder. And I think at that point we'll roll initiative.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, joy.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh.
Initiative is D20 also?
D20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Right, okay. 14 plus 1, 15.
I got 11.
Got a 23.
Nice.
Wow. Gavin goes first, it sounds like.
Yeah. Was that a 15 for Tinlaw or a 15 for
15 for Torgrim.
11 for Tinlaw, and 23 for Davin. Davin, you're up first. So behind you, Tinlaw has just suddenly, out of nowhere, turned around and put a bolt in the captain. The captain and his thugs are drawing their weapons. The thugs have, they don't have guns, they have batons, that have sort of electric taser charges in them, which they're kind of fiddling with and turning on. And, these are they're pretty old, and so they have to sort of bang them to get the power to sort of flicker on and that sort of thing. But you get the impression these would bloody hurt.
So what's the distance from them to me and or Torgrim?
So they're about 20 feet away from you.
Okay.
Which means they're, like 22, 23 from Torgrim. Torgrim's right in front of you. Davin's right in front of Torgrim, and Arnold's sort of floating above, probably above Torgrim. In the middle.
Go.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah, go for it, Davin.
Probably behind one shoulder or the other, but right there, yeah.
Davin.
Okay. Yeah, so I would step out with my lute in hand, and I would point and smirk at whichever thug was the one who made that comment about killing him with music. And then, so they're all none of them have like moved away from each other, right? They're all grouped up still?
No, they're all grouped.
Okay, so I'm going to strike a power chord, but strangely, it sounds muted. No sound comes out, and then a second later, this huge, ear-splitting crash of sound erupts from where they're standing. I'm casting Shatter, and each creature within a 10-foot radius, I will say, of the captain has to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 13.
Nice.
Nice.
I love that description. Now, don't hate me for this because it is a sci-fi game, but in the three, newer Star Wars movies, the shit ones, there's the bomb that Jango Fett uses that like explodes, and then you hear the sound like a second later or whatever. So that boom, that's what I'm imagining. Which I don't know if you know what I'm on about, but that's awesome. What was the DC?
DC is 13.
Okay, one succeeded. And the one was the dude who was taking the piss out of you for killing with music.
So everyone who fails takes 10 damage, 10 thunder damage, and everyone who makes it takes 5.
5, yeah. Nice.
Very good.
So
And then
you see the captain kind of, all three of them kind of get thrown back against the wall. One of them, kind of the one who's furthest behind, the one who took the mick out of you, he sort of is blocked a little bit by the other two, so he takes slightly less of the brunt. But the captain and the other guy, they just take this huge hit and go smashing against the wall. You see the captain's electronics kind of
nice
circuit and spark a little bit, and one of his eyes, and his eye kind of goes out, and he smacks his head to sort of turn his eye back on.
All right, Davin.
And so we're wanting, so Arnold's already going up the stairs towards the ship, right? Or was that what we wanted?
He's behind Torgrim.
Okay.
He's sort of above Torgrim, and Arnold will follow any orders that you guys give him, pretty much.
Right, so...
As long as they don't endanger him.
Yeah, we'll wait on that. Who's next on attack?
Yeah. So is that your turn then, Davin, or are you?
I was gonna start moving up the stairs and shouting at Arnold to come with me.
All right. So the way I'm planning on running Arnold is he's not going to get his own initiative, but the first person to give him an order every round, he will follow that order for that round.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be like, go help him, or go attack him, or something like that, and he will go do that. So Davin, if you tell him to do something, he'll go do that, and then if you don't, then the next person too will.
Sure.
And if you don't give him an order, he'll probably just do the same thing he did last time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Cool.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Sweet. Torgrim.
He tells the captain, duck.
Indeed.
And
hit the deck.
With an 18 plus...
Are you using your bolt sweeper?
Yeah, that's dexterity, right?
Yeah, I'm just checking because it might... the bolt sweeper might be a dexterity saving throw for your targets. I'm just seeing. Which, if the case, I kind of hope it's not, because they're not good at the dex saves.
The wall and firing against them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the bolt sweeper is a dex save for these guys. So you basically shoot it in an area, and they have to dodge it.
Oh yeah, and I see that my bolt sweeper is +3, besides my dexterity. So actually, that's 21. That's 22.
Yeah, well, you don't have to roll for it. They have to roll to avoid it, essentially. The +3 goes on your damage.
Oh, +3 goes on my damage. I got you then.
Yeah. Okay. So the captain, he gets a natural 20 on his save, but the other two both get less than 5. So, yeah, those guys are getting eviscerated. So now you can roll the damage.
Now it's damage to each, or just damage overall?
You roll damage once, and then everyone takes that damage.
13.
Oh.
Roll the 10 plus the 3 for the damage on the bolt sweeper. 13. Woo!
All right.
Nice.
You fire the bolt sweeper, and the captain, standing in the corridor, sees it happen and throws himself to the other side of the corridor. The other two hapless thugs standing in the corridor. One of them, it's basically a straight cone of laser. You know, like it's this huge arc, and it just takes him full in the chest, and he gets shot about 30 feet down the corridor and does not get up. His corpse is just smoking. The other one gets thrown a similar distance, but you see he's still breathing and kind of limps to his feet. The one who's still alive is the one who took the mick out of Davin. And the captain kind of looks at his men and then turns and looks back at you, and he's got this kind of wide-eyed, oh crap, I completely underestimated these guys sort of look. Tinlaw.
Okay, so Tinlor, so the captain is prone, and his thugs are dead or all but incapacitated at the moment. But there's other guys coming, and they're coming up behind them.
Yeah, sounded like it.
So I'm getting up from where I was with both pistols on the captain, and I say, "We are going to honor our agreement and leave."
Right. Good choice, Cap. Good call.
And he just says, go, just go.
All right, so everybody goes. I'm backing up quick, but
Right,
I'm not
and-
turning my back on him.
And so am I. And then we're going around each bend and up the ladder. We're heading up the ladder.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm
So you guys go.
Torgrim, as soon as you get on the ship, get in your belly gun. As soon as you get on the ship, get in your turret.
But I have to navigate us out of the docking.
Well,
I can get us out of the dock.
It's just like, you know, taking directions on a road.
Program, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas
As far as this goes, I can get us out of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Getting us out of the dock requires, navigation and piloting skills. Once we're in space, a pilot could take over, and I'm in the belly gun.
no, it's more the other way around. Because the flying itself is just, using the steering wheel. Whereas navigation is more like, it's more the macro type thing where it's like, let's go around this kind of nebula and through
Right,
this
we're going to
bit.
slingshot.
Yeah.
We're going to slingshot around that star so we can save.
Yeah.
fuel.
Okay, good deal.
So yeah, navigation is more the
You're
macro.
plotting parsecs. Yeah, right.
I was thinking it was a little more detailed than that, but nope, that's cool. That's good.
Yeah,
Then
it's like if you're driving a car, you're trying to leave the car park or the parking lot or whatever you Americans call it.
Right.
And you wouldn't need someone to use a map to help you get out.
we just
So
call
is
it
that-
we just call it a parking lot.
Yeah.
A lot for parking.
I call it my car cave.
No.
I call it
Not really.
the temple of metal machines.
Out of a lot at a store.
But yeah, my thought is, if they come through that door, I want you to wail on them with the biggest gun we got.
Right.
Gotcha. Aye,
So
Captain.
you guys are sprinting off.
Aye, Captain, and he's heading down the hall.
I hate these guys.
So you guys are
Don't do
sprinting off.
I have a feeling we have. I have
You're
a feeling
still watching.
we have our Joker to our Batman.
Yeah. Tinlaw, you're still watching the captain, yeah?
Yeah.
As
I'm
you're
backing up,
turning
but I'm
about.
not running. I'm backing up as quick as I can, but I've got my eyes on him, and I've got two pistols on him as well.
Yeah, didn't think so. So you see, as you're backing up, about 15 dudes, Corsairs, running around the corner.
Okay.
They're probably 60 feet away from you, and they're just sprinting.
All right, and by this point, how close am I to the stairs?
Probably 30 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna run.
And as you run, you see the captain kind of he sort of grabs his lapel of his coat, and you see him just quickly muttering into it.
Oh no. Ah!
As you're running,
Should have shot him again.
you hear footsteps above you from above the stairs.
Oh. From above the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
We're back to the top of the round. So it's Davin's turn again, but just before, Davin, floating ahead of you is Arnold. And you see something that the other two don't. You see a Corsair come running along. You see Arnold disappear. And, you're like, what? And then a second later, he reappears behind the man and extends his syringe arm into the man's spinal cord, and the man just drops.
Oh, wow.
And he, Arnold just says, Quasi and Penthol. And just has this kind of simulated smile on his face and flies off in the direction of the ship.
All right, so Devin pauses for a bit, like contemplating what just happened. He's like, "Oh, okay," and then he'll follow after Arnold. Are there other Corsairs like in that? You said there were some footsteps above us, right?
Yeah,
on top of the stairs?
just one person's footsteps, pretty much.
Oh, okay. So that's been taken
Okay.
care of. Right. So yeah, would I be able to move enough to get into the ship, or is that still further away?
You'll probably need one more. I mean, if you took a double move now, if you used your action to move as well as your movement, you could get into the hangar. So basically 3 more movements.
Okay, so I'm gonna I'll take a dash action just to get in there.
Nice.
Then,
Torgrim, what would you like to do? Same?
I'm yeah, I will. He wanted me to get into the ball turret and all that, and make
nice.
a beat down the hallway once he was in there to blast anything coming down the way. So that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing.
As you enter the hangar, you see there's a Corsair just he's got his back to you and he's sort of kind of inspecting your ship. He hears you come in and he turns and he's going to fire the first person he sees, which would be Davin. Davin, that's going to be a 19 to hit you.
oh yeah, that just barely hits. Yeah, no, that hits.
You take 3 points of damage as he just unleashes a bolt into you. Tinlaw, it's your turn.
Torgrim is charging past that, his axe raised in both hands and just leaping at this guy coming down on his head.
Yeah, nice. It won't be your turn for a while though, because right now it's Tinlaw's go.
Oh, it's Tinlaw.
Okay.
Isn't he?
Yeah, I thought I was bringing up the rear. But...
Yeah, you are. But they both use their dash actions to get into the hangar.
Okay, right. And
they just kind of get in the door of the hangar and they get shot at.
So do I still have just my action, or do I have my movement and action?
Well, it's up to you. But if you want to get to the hangar, you have to dash. If you want to get to the hangar,
I'm getting there as quickly as I can. I don't. I mean, it couldn't be this simple. If there's a door, I'm going to close it. If there's a button or a lever or whatever running through, but I'm getting to the ship as quick as I can.
Yeah, fair enough.
At this point, I'm done.
as you climb the stairs, you're running and you sort of jump over a Corsair who's lying on the floor. This weird bluish green foam coming out of his mouth, and he's just shaking uncontrollably and just whimpering like.
Good old Arnold. He's going to be fun to have around.
You do get the smell as you run past, as though he may not be in full control of his faculties, shall we say.
Yeah.
He's and we'll just say he's very, very relaxed.
Foul? Is that what we're talking about there, GM?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. And so you come running in. You see a lone Corsair standing there, kind of confused looking, surprised, and his gun slightly smoking, with a beautiful hole, a hole in Davin's beautiful performance outfit, or whatever Davin wears.
You bastard.
I'm assuming it's not like the the skin tight jumpsuit Flesh color.
I am the Goblin King.
Yeah.
I love the
Awesome.
Goblin King. Oh, no.
Davin, it's your go, mate.
Okay, and he's just gonna try and hide the pain that he's in right now, and he just grimaces and says, "I thought pirates didn't use toy guns," and he's gonna cast Vicious Mockery, and that's
nice.
gonna be a DC 13 Wisdom save.
Okay.
Nope. These guys are not very wise.
Okay, he'll take 3 psychic damage and will have disadvantage on his next attack.
Jeez.
And there enters Torgrim.
Yes.
What would you like to do for the rest of your turn? If you want to use your movement, you can get onto the ship.
Right. Yeah. So, and is he's not in between me and the ship? Then I could just get on the ship.
Well, essentially, you come in the door. The ship's directly opposite you, and he's sort of off to one side. So
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna run towards the ship then.
Yeah, he's like next to the ship, but you wouldn't enter his opportunity attack area.
Okay. Nice. I will do that.
Nice. So you get in. You see Zillus standing there, and he's got his arms out. It's like, what the hell did you do? As he can see on his scanners that there's about 1 billion Corsair-sized dots running towards your position on the scanners.
Is Arnold on the ship yet? Is he still moving in that direction? Okay.
Yeah, Arnold's pretty much next to you.
Great.
So he goes in maybe half a second after you do. Torgrim.
Yeah. Here comes the flying leap double-handed great axe attack. Holy cow, that guy must be quick. Roll a 6 plus 3 9.
You
Holy crap!
you swing your axe,
Right?
and the man,
Straight into the catwalk, right?
well, yeah, he's petrified, and you see that Zillus was going about loading some stuff he'd kind of looted from the ship, and it's just in this kind of crate. It's tied down, ready for transport, and he just ducks below it, and you just hit the top of this crate, and it kind of bounces off. It was so close you think you may have shaved the man's hair.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can use your movement to get on the ship from here if you'd like to run, or
Right,
you can stay where you are. Well, actually,
Now this box is outside the ship.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to look at him and say, "What are you doing with our stuff outside here?" And basically grabbing the box and getting ready to go, put it back in the ship.
Yeah, sure. The box is pretty big, so I'll need a strength check if you want to lift that. But
Okay, 19 plus 3, 22.
yeah, so when your turn comes around, you'll be able to lift the box into the ship.
All right.
Tyndall, what would you like to do?
Can I make the ship this round, or am I a half a round behind?
You will be able to get into the ship this round.
Okay, and we've got our Corsair who just got a partial haircut from Torgrim.
Yeah.
Any other obvious threats between me and the ship?
It sounds
Not in the same room as you.
Sounds more like he got an arm shave.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, in that case,
One hairy arm, one bare arm.
I'm going to get on the ship, and we can go. We got to get out of here.
Yep.
Right.
All right.
And with
You,
so it's
you get
just
in the
me
ship.
outside the ship.
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
Well, we're already in initiative. We were
Oh!
sitting in the whole time.
I thought Xylus was outside the ship.
No, he's still in. He was in the ship, kind of hiding from the Corsair.
I got you.
So you're getting the ship, you're kind of panting. You see Torgrim's just kind of lifting up this box.
Yeah, and I put it back in a proper place in the storage and all that.
Yeah, but you're still outside the ship at this moment, kind of slowly walking towards it with the box. The box is very heavy, but as you do so, the Corsair kind of just runs off. He's like, these guys are much bigger and there's more of them than me. I'm running.
Yay!
However, you get on the ship, you're panting. Tinlaw sits down in the chair. All right, power on the systems. Press the button. Raise the landing gear. I've been a very cruel DM. The doors to the cabin or to the hangar are still closed. Tinlaw, you would know just because you've done this 100 times. You look out the window, and about 30 feet away is the lever that you need to pull to press to open the doors and escape. Zillus is looking at the monitor and says, guys, I think they're going to be here in about 20 seconds. It's your turn.
Torgrim, by this time, has jumped into the ball turret, waiting on orders.
Okay. And how far away did you say that lever was?
About 30 feet away.
30 feet away. Man, okay. Don't like the thought of getting shot by 15 Corsairs. So I'm gonna... Do we have any volunteers besides...
I'm in the ball turret.
Okay.
And the captain is in the captain's chair.
I'm going. I'm gonna pull that lever.
Okay, Tinlor sees our bard taking off and says, over the ship's comlink, Torgrim, cover him.
Got it. Aye, aye, Captain.
Torgrim, it's your turn. You see 50? More and more Corsairs are pouring into this room.
50?
As you sit there, you know
where's
that
the
ship,
of them?
the ball cannon, cannot work if the ship is sitting on the ground because it can't get low enough. Now, I'm not gonna be so horrible that I won't let you use it. So, Tinlaw, we're gonna say that you have essentially lifted the ship up into a hover, and are kind of very, very slowly creeping towards.
That was exactly my plan to follow. Nice. Yes. Yeah. So he can just jump in and we can go.
Yeah. So you can now roll, or you can roll your attacks with the ball cannon, which is going to be
I'm going
a D20 plus 5.
I'm at plus 5. I'm going for the largest grouping of them.
It's all one grouping, mate. Shoot right in the middle.
Oh, okay. Well, 17 plus 5, 22.
Right. You hit. Let me see. Where's my roll? Okay. You hit,
I don't even know what damage does. What do I roll for damage on?
Give me a sec. Yeah, you will in a sec. You hit 17 Corsairs with your first shot. So I'd like you to roll 2d20, please.
2d20?
Yep.
Hot damn. 14 and 12, 26.
You do 26 damage to each of those 17 Corsairs, and you just see a small kind of puff of flying Corsairs. Various body parts missing, all burning, smoky. You see all the other Corsairs skid to a halt as the first ones are eviscerated and begin kind of turning around and trying to fight through. But the other Corsairs behind don't realize what's happening and are still pushing forward. So you get this kind of effect where everyone's stuck at the front, and you can reload and take another shot next round if you're still here.
Nice.
Tinlaw,
I like that.
Tinlaw,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say pretty much your action is just gonna be keeping the ship steady. However, I will say if there's anything else you'd like to do, you can let me know.
At this point, no, we're just trying to. About how far from the lever are the doors?
So the lever is pretty much by the door.
Okay.
You could fly into the door and pull the lever if you were leaning out the window, kind of thing.
Right.
But obviously, to get there, you would have had to crash into the door, so that's probably not the best.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, so Tinlaw is just kind of pressing some, Davin is kind of pressing some buttons, and he's got his hands up and he's pulling this lever down. You and you see the doors begin to open.
Okay.
Excellent. So
are the Corsairs still confused and panicking?
Well, as the doors open, the hangar, the doors opening causes the back doors, or the doors at the back of the hangar to begin to close.
Yay!
The reason being is that the hangars do not have artificial atmosphere when the doors are open.
Oh, Jesus.
Which means that I'm going to need a constitution.
Okay. Seeing this and knowing spacecraft from working on the junkers that I have and all that, I immediately leap out of the ball turret, climb out, and head for the side back gate or whatever it was that Davin ran out. And since we're hovering and all that, take an emergency climbing ladder and scream to him, "Ow!"
Yeah. So, well, unfortunately, it's not your go yet, Torgrim. So you can do that in a moment. But first, I'm going to need Davin to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, I thought.
Okay. I am completely mediocre at that. Oh man, I rolled 19.
Yay!
Tinlaw, you're looking out the window as you're kind of flying the ship in. You see Davin now floating through the sky. He's actually been, as the doors open, he was sucked out, and he's actually in space now, free floating. You see his eyes are beginning to bulge and are going red at the sides. His veins are popping on his head. You see his face is going purple, and his arms, you see all the veins essentially popping out on every part of him that you can see. You think you probably have maybe 3 or 4 seconds to get to him and save him. So here's how it's going to work. By this time, Torgrim is reaching the ladder out of the door of the Redmoth. I am going to need 1 check from each of you. I'm going to need an athletics check from Torgrim. I'm going to need a where is it? I'll take a dexterity saving throw from Davin, and I'm going to need a piloting check from Tinlaw. Did everyone get that? I can repeat it. Piloting check from Tinlaw, dexterity save from Davin, and a athletics check from Torgrim.
Okay. Torgrim. Rolled an 18 plus 5, 23 on athletics.
23.
Athletics check.
Okay. Davin rolled a total of 17 for dexterity.
Very nice. Tinlaw?
Do I don't have piloting on my list of skills, but I know it's a proficiency for me.
Yeah,
Do I just take my standard proficiency bonus on it?
Proficiency and intelligence.
Okay, in that case, I got a 28. So I'll take it.
Holy shit!
Jesus.
I actually rolled a 19, so...
Yeah, damn. So, the most perfect piloting the world has ever known, because as Tinlaw swings the ship round, Torgrim, his arm is almost pulled out of his socket as he's hanging out the window holding a ladder. You see, anyone who was watching would literally see his arm slightly or become slightly dislocated as the strain of holding onto this ladder takes its toll on him, and it takes superhuman adrenaline and strength to keep a hold of the ladder.
I got a lot of that.
Tinlaw, I keep saying Tinlaw, Davin, fingertips brush against the second rung of the ladder, and the ladder moves out from under your hand. But you manage to get a purchase and a hold with pretty much the fingertips of your hand onto this ladder as you're flailing in space. Your vision is tunneled. You can pretty much only see your own nose at this point. This unimaginable pain in your head, but you manage to grab onto the ladder and just hold on as Torgrim wrenches in the ladder.
Yeah.
And you're brought into the atmosphere of the Redmoth. Gravity kicks in and you fall to the ground, heavily panting.
I back down hatches, seal doors, seal windows.
The Redmoth seals up and begins flying away to space. And you guys have escaped.
Davin has got to be. We need Arnold for Davin for whatever you call this decompression.
Yeah,
space sickness. He's got space sickness.
So Arnold injects you with a couple of things and kind of flashes some lights in your eyes and slowly kind of begin to readjust to atmosphere and
then me for a dislocated shoulder.
As you guys fly off, I'll take a piloting and a navigation check, as is standard for any kind of space travel. So navigation check from Torgrim, piloting check again from Tinlaw.
Okay.
$15.
14 plus 3, 17.
Yeah, plus 9 bonus on that roll helps a lot.
Yeah. Do you get double your proficiency? Is that it?
Well, no, it was proficiency plus intelligence, right?
Yeah. What's your intelligence?
My intelligence is 16.
Yeah. So you get a plus 3, and your proficiency bonus is third level. Will be like plus 2 or 3.
Oh, I thought according to the engineer. I could have read it wrong, though.
Yeah, you're not an engineer in this part. You're a pilot.
Yeah, well, his class is an engineer.
Gotcha.
I may have read it wrong. I thought
third level proficiency bonus is plus 2.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, that would have been. What did I say? It was a 13?
19
or 15. No.
Well,
that
one. Yeah, you said it was a
15 or 13.
15.
Was it 15? Okay, in that case, it would have been an 11.
Okay, that's still fine. Maybe you were accidentally calculating with double your proficiency.
That was probably it because of history and perception.
Yeah, because I think you get some double proficiencies. Like I know rogues do, so maybe engineers.
Yep.
Anyway,
and the engineer does too. Yep.
Yeah, no worries. As the Redmoth sails through the night, you guys head back to Grevda.
All right. Well, while doing that, recovering from all the events and everything, and just enjoying the ride. Some old little piece of song that Torgrim heard a long time ago. He just starts singing this: "Ride, Captain, ride upon your mystery ship. Please let the friends you have here on your trip," etc.
Yeah. So because that whole sequence was super fun, and because you guys nailed it, and because I made it harder at the end so that we could have that awesome saving scene of Davin. The only reason I said the doors were closed just so I could suck Davin out or someone out into space and make you guys have to do the classic clutch save. So because of that, you can all get an inspiration, which you can use on any roll of a d20 to gain advantage on that roll. And you can do that after you've rolled the 20, but before I've told you if it's a success or fail.
Right.
So you can roll it and roll a natural 1 and be like, I'll roll that again.
Right. So that gives me 2 from the prequel and now this one. Yeah, nice.
So,
Like that.
As you guys continue onwards, Safe at last. Arnold, removes the orb from his hiding spot in his kind of stomach area and kind of gives it to you guys. But as you're flying along, Davin, we're going to say you are currently sitting at the computer, considering the other two are navigating and piloting. The computer's the only other seat in the cabin. And you notice a distress call pops up on the screen, and it gives you coordinates and has a recording that you can play. And when you hit play, you see a kind of camera of a man. It's sort of fish-eyed, so his nose looks bigger because of the way the camera works. And he says, "Please, anyone, we need help. There's something on the ship. The rest of the crew's dead. Please." And then you see him kind of look around behind him. They're coming. Oh God! And he just runs. The camera just kind of stays on for a moment, looking at this empty corridor, and then just goes black. Some coordinates appear on the screen. What would you like to do, Davin?
Coordinates. Oh, I guess. Did anybody else see this? You said, or was that just?
It's on your computer. So I would have heard the message, but.
So yeah, and it's just I can keep replaying the message, right? So.
Yeah.
All right. So I would, if anyone's available, I would call them over and just show them the message, ask what they think about it.
Well, I can. Since we're just flying through open space, as it were.
Well, yeah, like once you plug in.
I could pilot for a little while the captain goes back and checks on it.
Well, once you press the button and or plug in the coordinates and everything.
Got kind of an autopilot. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not that big a deal.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you guys can sort of go over and have a look.
All right, well, let's go talk this out, guys. What's going on?
Well, it seems like some sort of a distress signal.
About how far, and is there any way to check or verify its validity?
Yeah,
the coordinates on the screen, they show it to be about maybe a 2-hour detour. So like 4 hours added to your journey time to go there.
So where is it? Asking Davin now. Like, is it just a ship floating in the middle? Is it a station? Is it?
You see, I don't think Davin pretty much only knows as much as what he would have got from that video, because he's not much of a spacefaring guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He's got the coordinates, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, on the screen, it does say that it's it's coming from a ship, and it gives you the name of the ship, which is the Coulson.
Does Torgrum, is he able to tell if it's a space freighter or one of the military vessels from,
So your ship unfortunately doesn't have any kind of database on other ships, which is something you can you could buy that as an upgrade, but you don't have a ship database, so you don't know what the ship's like. You don't know anything about it other than everyone's dead, and it's if you can see my mouse here, I think you can actually, but if you were you guys are pretty much between Grevda and Velin. So it's somewhere around there, but yeah.
Okay.
So in the hex, that's basically empty of anything. It's just an empty space area. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Is it closer to Toric 4 or is it closer to Loira?
It's yeah, it's on the side of Toric 4. It's like
Okay.
if you look at the vertical hex that borders between,
Right.
or the vertical
Right.
side that borders between Torig and the empty space, it's probably about on that line.
Along that line. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Well, I mean,
Torgrim says, Captain, it's your call.
well, the Corsairs aren't going to be too happy, but maybe a detour might be to our
Throw them
advantage. Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Good call, Captain.
All right, but let's be on the lookout. Anybody sees anything suspicious? Because this could, yeah, who knows? This could be something from the Corsairs from another ship. They're trying to trick us, and who knows? So everybody, stay well alert, please.
Will do.
Nice. So you guys travel for 2 hours, and you see up ahead this ship. It kind of looks a sort of freighter like ship. It's almost the shape of a dumbbell, with the engines, one another flat parts, and the cockpit at the other. It's much bigger than yours, but it looks completely destroyed. You get the impression that it probably doesn't have an atmosphere inside anymore. There's probably it probably has leaks in it. There's probably lots of damage. You don't think it'll ever fly again, and there's no sign of life.
Okay. Well, Torgrim, probably on previously ordained between he and the captain, will take a defensive posture and jump back down into the ball turret in case there's some subterfuge that we're not contemplating, and this is kind of like just an agreement between us. This is our protocol. This is what we do when we something like this.
And you said there's no sign of life that the ship can detect, or that Arnold can detect, or that we can see, or.
Yeah. So the ship, your ship cannot detect any signs of life.
Okay.
But that's not saying that much, considering your ship is pretty, it's not state of the art. So
right.
It might just be a type of life that it doesn't register, or it may just,
so
be something that it's missed.
Can we if we wanted to get on this ship and search it, is it large enough for us to dock with or in, or do we have to
you could dock with it.
Okay. All right, well, let's everybody okay with that? We came here to check it out, so is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, do you and Gavin and maybe Arnold want to go and me to stay here at the ball turret, just in case?
Well,
outside. I just hate for all of us to leave, Captain. I just don't think it'd be good to leave the ship.
Well, we've got Zillus right here. He can always stay with the ship. But,
Zillus is by the ship.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Zillus can do it. Yeah. Yeah. I guess you need your strong arm.
Yeah. I mean, because quite frankly, I'd rather have Torgrim and his axe with us.
Zillus.
Yeah.
Zillus killed the troll.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right. Plus, between my great axe and my bolt sweeper, I'm doing pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're leaving Zillus with the ship, are we taking Arnold with us? Because, I mean, that trick with the Corsair was pretty neat.
We may need some immediate medical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come with you guys. I'm up for that.
Excellent.
Very good.
Okay, well, let's do whatever. So there's no atmosphere on the ship, is that correct? Or there is?
That is, but only in certain places. It's kind of some of the ship's been damaged. The hull of some parts of the ship has been damaged, so that some
Gotcha.
areas may be devoid of atmosphere.
Okay. Well, then that's that. Okay. Well, we can explore what we can, check it out, and provide what aid is available.
Oh, that didn't work out.
Okay. Okay. Who wants to lead? Torgrim?
Yeah. I'm the lead. The flank going out.
Okay. So.
Nice. So you guys enter, and as you get in, you see damage everywhere. You see kind of a strange, thick, kind of silky substance coating much of the walls. You see these kind of strands of this really sticky sort of it's kind of like silk or rope that kind of hangs everywhere. Looks kind of like cotton candy.
Wow.
As you move through, you kind of walk through the central area, and it's this long kind of corridor with a few rooms on each side. Most of the doors are broken, but you don't see anyone. When you get to the cockpit, you see a man sitting in a chair looking out the window.
And he's alive?
I didn't say that.
Ah.
If you go and check, you see that his eyes are open wide. His mouth is covered in foam, and he's sitting against his chair. You can see that there's a hole straight through his neck, with which also goes through the chair, and you can see right through him, through this probably inch thick hole in his neck.
By the gods of Trek, what the hell is this? Torgrim says.
Okay.
Would Arnold know?
Yeah, you can ask him to do a check.
I will. Arnold, do you know what?
Yeah, so Arnold goes, stands on the man, takes a finger, pokes him, kind of leans. Yeah, he's dead. And then you see kind of his eyes light up.
What would make this hole, Arnold? What would make this hole? Asks.
And he says, "Oh, right, yeah. Forget you guys can see." And he's kind of scans up and down. I think the hole in his neck killed him.
But
Furthermore,
what made
I
the
postulate that it was some kind of venomous creature. And he kind of, you see him stand up, and you see the syringe on his hand kind of rotate out, like if any of you seen the amazing Treasure Planet Disney film, the way Long John Silver's hand can kind of rotate, it kind of flips around, and it's a swab, and he kind of swabs the hole, kind of flips it back into his arm. And you see his eyes kind of have this weird sort of loading screen pixel type thing. And he just kind of stands there unmoving for about 10 seconds and then, right. Let's go. I suggest we leave. This is poison. And let me just show you. And he projects kind of out of his eyes this sort of blue hologram image of an enormous, probably about the size of I don't know, maybe like again a small dog. It's sort of a cross between a caterpillar and a spider. It looks like a caterpillar with 4 spindly legs and an enormous stinger. But the rest of it kind of looks like this weird sort of amorphous blob type thing.
Almost. I mean, is the stinger on a tail or is it in the front?
Yeah, the stinger's on a tail,
So
and it's probably about 1.5 feet long. The stinger.
Gosh.
we're not.
Yeah.
We're not going to get anything out of this captain except for dead, maybe.
I agree with you, sir. Also, please, God, don't touch those webs. Just, if there's one in the way, use something that isn't attached to your body to move it. Okay, that's just some advice. Can we please go? I do not like spiders, and I do not like space grubs, especially ones this big.
So,
jeez.
Oh, I mean, when they attack bots too.
They attack anything that moves.
Oh, by the gods of crack.
They consume energy, but they don't consume food, or they don't consume, sugar or carbohydrates or anything like that. They just consume natural energy. Anything that produces heat, anything that moves, anything that has any energy within it is absorbed by them. So can we please go? Because that does definitely include droids.
Okay. All right, we're out.
Well, we came here to see if there were any survivors. This has not been very thorough.
Guarantee no survivors. Do you know why the ship's not moving anymore? Because they ate the energy in the engines.
They ate the Redux core. Let's go. They ate the Redux core. Let's go.
Ate the Redux core.
Okay,
please let me go.
Torgrim's leading the way out. Leading the way out.
Yeah, and let's go. And then let's we might.
Oh, and Torgrim says.
Oh wait, is there some way?
And Torgrim looks to Davin and says, Twiggy, you better get ready, because we may need you more than ever.
Is there? I wonder. Is there some way we can lure the Corsairs here? I don't know if there's a way to do that, but because I don't like those guys.
All right.
I don't. There may not be practically, if not.
You reckon?
How about a distress signal for their bot?
Yeah, doing some kind of distress signal that would appeal to them. When they move into an area close enough, they receive the distress signal. Kind of like a radio station.
And this is a much larger ship than ours.
Yeah, although, you saw the Corsair ship. It's about the size of a town. So, this one, their ship could eat this one a few times over. But still, it's
easier than we are.
One, from what Arnold told you, one space grub left on a ship will, of any size, will eat the ship. And the more energy they consume, the bigger they get. So you can imagine that if it consumed a town full of energy, it would probably get town-sized.
Okay, well, let's get our ship off this ship. And, actually, the distress call is still being transmitted from this ship, right?
In fact, Devin, you would recognize the captain sitting in the seat is the dude who sent the distress call. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. That's him.
Then we're out. Let's go. Look, everybody, check for space grubs.
As the original black and white Popeye the Sailor Man would say.
Yeah, right.
Let's right. I'll take a perception check from each of you, please.
Okay. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's see. 19 plus 1, 20.
I got a Oh, that's the wrong character sheet. Got a modified modified 19.
Tinlor got a 12.
Yeah. So everyone but Tinlaw notices or hears a scuttling sound up ahead. Around the corner.
Oh no!
Then behind you, you hear a rattling sound, which sounds kind of similar. As you turn around, is right behind you, and as you turn around, you see Arnold just shaking.
Oh,
As
man.
he heard that noise.
Okay.
But the noise up ahead definitely was not Arnold.
Right. Obviously not. Yeah.
And that's between us and the Redmoth.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Well, that's...
All right. Tinlor is still. I mean, Torgrim is still racing forward despite what he's heard.
Yeah, Tinlor's doing the same. He draws both pistols and keeps going toward the ship. We gotta get on the ship.
I have my bolt sweeper and for first attack, and then I'll be going to great axe when it gets melee.
All right.
Davin is clutching his loot very tightly, trying to show trying not to let on that he's very terrified right now.
All right. Davin.
Yeah, very good, Davin.
Davin, odds or evens?
Odds?
Should have said evens, mate. Unfortunately, as you're leaving, you look around and you see squeezing itself through the corridor. And I say squeezing because it fills the corridor. Is this? It looks like a spider, but its back has been inflated, and it's this kind of bubble of glowing energy on its back. And it is moving very slowly up the corridor to your right, through which you came to get to the to get to where you were. The only way to get back to the Redmoth would be to go through that corridor. And literally this thing is filled to fit the corridor. You know, like if you pushed a marshmallow down a straw kind of thing.
Oh, great analogy. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. That was awesome. I like that. That's awesome.
And it's slowly creeping towards you.
That is so cool.
Oh, and Arnold is behind you, just shaking. Oh no.
All right, hold on a minute, guys. I'm gonna.
Yeah, why don't we take a 5-minute break there, just for the suspense?
Okay.
All right. I am enjoying this.
Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. I'm back.
Oh, this I think I'm enjoying this session so far even more than the first session, which is saying something.
Because I think that we've gotten all good and comfortable with our characters too, especially Joe and I, since we got to do the prequels and all that. And I hope
Yeah, you gotta try to get a prequel session in, even if it's on an off night or just when you guys can just figure a couple hours, because that's kind of what happened. That's kind of what happened with you, right, Wayne?
Yeah, Wayne's only an hour and a bit.
Yeah, I had the 12 session. Did you listen to it there, Joe?
Yeah, I did. It's just such a great opportunity for character development, and it reminds me of like the charts. You know, like, okay, well, roll a d6 on this chart for this, and it'll tell you which chart to roll on and which chart to roll on. Except it's just magnified.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Fleshing out your character, but doing it. It's not sitting.
The thing is, the only reason why it's working so well, Joe, is we got to give kudos to the GM. I mean, Rob's doing such a great job.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, look, I'll make it real simple. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it boils down to.
This is like when I was watching, as a kid, watching the original series Star Trek and Lost in Space and going, oh, I want to do that. And here I am in this game. I get to do that.
Yeah, I think pretty much the inspiration for this game boils down to the original Star Trek for a lot of the kind of story things you might find.
Right.
Things like random encounters with space spiders, or some of the other stuff I have planned is all kind of the Star Trek. The sort of galaxy hopping vagabond rogue type stuff is all kind of Star Wars and that kind of thing.
What will they get into this week?
Yeah. That's kind of how I kind of want it to feel, is like there's a story, but each session has a bit of a different sort of style that fits into the story. It's like last session was a lot of you guys sort of moving about, helping, getting used to everything. And then this time it's like, well, now we're, we got the pirates to worry about.
Tien, if we get your prequel in and if we get Kyle's prequel in, we'll know enough of each other's backstory and all that and how it somehow Rob's going to masterfully interweave all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And then too, depending on how long, as long as Rob's willing to put up with us, however long the campaign goes on, if there's a week where a couple of us are out, it's very easy to do sort of side quests. It seems if one week me and Tien are out, and then Wayne and Kyle are around, well, so you guys have a night off and you go to the local tavern.
Yeah.
And or whatever, just
like
what happens.
Are floating in space, and all of a sudden, a paralysis beam takes out half the crew. So like you can really play with things, or go back and be like, do more backstory and that's it. So that is one thing I do love about the sci-fi setting. It's very malleable to the story. It can still make sense.
That's why I'm having so much fun with this myself. I mean, I'm really enjoying this, and what I do with my youngest daughter and me. I mean, these are my two favorite RPGing events that I look forward to. And the only one I like next in line is Maria Monet with the Call of Cthulhu stuff. Oh, that's fun. She's very good. Yeah, that's fun. So
thanks, guys. So glad everyone's enjoying it as much as I am, because this has been one of the best games I've played in the OSG. Excellent. Such an excellent group of players.
Yeah.
So let's dive back in. Assuming everyone's back, I think I heard Tien.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yep.
Awesome. So this putrid, bulbous, enormous, disgusting spider caterpillar monster is slowly creeping down the single corridor that you guys need to move down to get into your ship.
Since
Okay.
well, I'm in the lead. Did I pass the corridor, not realizing that was it, and that's why Davin saw it behind me?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh crap. Okay,
Well,
so
we were running, yeah.
yeah. So I guess it's your call, bro, to let us know. Oh, wait a minute, or something.
I go.
Yeah, well, I think sort of Davin would have stopped him.
Yeah, he just stops and he can hardly get out the words. He's just like and then he just kind of I don't know. It's just
Okay,
it
so
devolves into just mumbling.
The thing is the way I was understanding the marching order. I was in front, Davin was behind me, Arnold behind Davin, and up the rear this time.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Right. So I'm the only one that's still charging down this empty hallway, not realizing that I missed my turn.
Yeah, well, it's I think you'd only go past it like a couple of feet and then sort of realize everyone had stopped. When the footsteps
very good.
behind you stopped.
Okay. Yep. Very good. Thank you. All right. Very good.
Is the corridor we are in wider than the corridor to the Redmoth?
So you've gone down this corridor and kind of moved into a square room, which is
Okay.
serviced by this corridor.
So if it comes in this room, don't necessarily fill this room the way it is the corridor.
You could get around it if it came in this room, you think, yeah.
Okay. Tinlor asks Arnold, who he understands is shaking, for any other possible route back to the Redmoth.
Good call.
That's a big spider. Okay, here's what we can do. We can all transform, fly out the window, round, and in the other door of the Redmoth.
We all can't transform.
As he says that, he transforms into his like floating drone form and begins to come on. Oh,
No, Arnold.
damn it, guys. It's basic programming. I mean, okay. And he sort of stands there and he's like, well,
I'm sitting there and Torgrim in the back of his mind, because he's not going to say anything because he doesn't want to piss off his captain and he doesn't want to scare his bard or anybody else. But he's sitting there thinking, we should have brought suits on this one.
I was checking. Other than I guess we have them on the ship, but I was looking for, but I'm not equipped with any sort of like rebreather thing, which is something we should rectify.
I
do
seem to remember you guys purchasing.
Actually, we would have environment suits in order to fix outside.
Right on the ship, we would those, yeah.
Okay, here's what we'll do. Is you guys definitely have kind of environment suits, which sort of clip around your neck and create an atmosphere around your head that allows you to survive. Now, whether or not you brought them, I think you probably would have, but just for the sake of it, I'll make one of you make a luck roll
for that there, GM, and let us find out. Tell us if we did or not.
Yeah, so make a luck roll, which is just a D20 with no modifiers, and we'll say if you beat an 8, you brought them.
15.
Nice one. So you guys brought them.
Okay.
We'll say that roll. Thanks for everyone. So yeah, you guys can.
So Arnold's idea is not necessarily a bad idea after all.
No.
All right, let's find the closest window away from this thing.
Yeah, well, this ship is kind of like a caterpillar in itself, in that it's segmented, and every segment, every about 5 or 6 feet is a door that can potentially open. However, it needs to be hacked. So I am going to say we'll roll initiative now. God,
Okay.
damn it, my initiative is so bad for this.
Well, I don't know. 16 plus, what is my 16 plus 1? Yeah, 17. Okay, yeah. I just think any roll above 14 always feels good for me.
Tinlor, what was your initiative?
Tinlor got a 9.
I roll a 16, I get excited. That's all I can say.
Okay. So this will take an engineering check to get through the door.
Okay.
But yeah, Torgrim, you're up first.
All right. Well, to slow this thing down so that Tinlor can check the doors and see which one we can get out of, I am going to raise up my bolt sweeper because he's still far enough away, so I'll make a ranged attack, basically.
Yeah.
And 14 plus 1, 15.
Well, remember, for the bolt sweeper, you don't roll, they roll to save against it. So they have to try and dodge.
Sorry.
However, considering the fact that this thing cannot move, I will say you automatically hit and you automatically crit. So roll, and I'll let you have a critical automatically, which means you can do double damage.
Oh, nice.
Okay, here we go. Big roll. 9, 12, 24.
Nice. So yeah, you just blast this thing, and a massive hole opens up in the kind of energy sac above its head, and it just lets out this horrible like screech type thing, and begins scuttling ever more fervently towards you. The hole in it seals itself up. As the hole seals itself up, it uses some of the kind of surface area around it, and it actually shrinks away from the wall slightly.
Come on, Captain. You got to move fast here, buddy.
Okay.
Wait a minute. It's Gavin's turn. First,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
So
Devin's
I'm
up
gonna
first.
You rolled the lowest initiative there, Captain.
Tinlor,
I have a habit of doing that.
I'm gonna clasp you on the arm and say, "Captain, you've got this," and I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration.
Nice.
So
Nice.
after that,
That's
I'm
a
gonna.
D6, is it?
Yep, D6.
Nice. So you can add a D6 to any roll of a D20 in the next 20 minutes. Or
That was
10 minutes. Even, sorry.
That was a bonus action. So for my action, man, you know, most of my skills require a creature to be able to understand languages for me to actually affect it. So,
How do you know it doesn't?
that's a good point. I'm gonna try vicious mockery. Say calling it ugly. You're ugly, and
I love it.
see if that works.
Okay. Just because I think it's funny, I'm going to roll an intelligence check for this thing to see whether or not, I mean, it does not understand what you're saying, but see whether or not, you know, it still gets offended all the same because it kind of gets the gist of what you're saying.
It's hyper intelligent.
Yeah. Yeah, it does roll pretty well. So I'll say, yeah, why not? I imagine that your words are kind of heavily imbued with magic as well.
Yeah.
And it's not just you being like, you're fat, lol. It's more like, you know, the mockery accents the kind of magic that you're casting as well. So yeah, why not? I'll give it to you.
Okay. That's a DC 13 wisdom save. That's part.
No, 6.
I got a 6, you said? Or-
Yep.
Okay, that's going to be 2 psychic damage, and then it's got disadvantage on its next attack.
Nice. Yeah. This thing, again, it almost recoils and seems to shrink again. Though less this time. There's probably now like a foot gap between it and the ceiling as it slowly kind of shrinks down. Tinlor.
I'm still going to try to get us out a door. I don't trust the incredible shrinking horrific blob. So you said you need an engineering check?
Yes, please.
Okay, and I have a...
Yeah, engineering will be intelligence and proficiency.
Excellent. Well, that will be 22. So we will take that. 17 plus 3 plus 2.
Nice. Yep, the door just opens. There's still an atmosphere inside because it has this sort of artificial bubble kind of thing, but you guys can leave.
Okay, well, if that was that a triggered action?
That was your action, but you can use your
Do I have
movement.
my movement?
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to seal my personal atmosphere and move toward the door.
Nice. You're at the door because you were just
in that
opening
case,
it.
seal it and let's go. Let's go.
Are you jumping out the door? All right. You jump out into space with no way to propel yourself.
Well, I thought I was going to pull myself. I thought I was going to pull myself along the.
Well, that's what I thought. So yeah, I'll let you
Right.
kind of hang on and pull yourself out and around. So you can start. You will move at half speed when you're in space, but that's okay. And so you start kind of walking along the roof of the thing. But first, this space grub is up. Arnold says, "You got to watch out for these space grubs. Their stinger tails are so." Oh. And as he says that, you see coming from above it and round is this long, what looks like tentacle with a 1.5 foot long stinger on the end, extending around like a snake.
Oh God.
Let's see, Davin
Yeah.
or Davin, you're 1 and 2. Torgrim, you're 3 and 4. That's a 2. Davin, the tentacle moves slowly like a snake, and then all of a sudden darts towards you with incredible speed. However, you see it coming and duck behind your loop, kind of pushing it off to one side.
Nice.
And are able to avoid damage this time. However, spraying everywhere is this sort of like venomous goo that lands on the floor and begins corroding the ship. I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from you, please.
Oh, that's not very good. That's a total of 11.
You step back, and as you do, you kind of put your hand against the wall, and you put your hand in a pile or kind of a area of the kind of weird spider silk stuff.
Oh no.
But that's all that happens for now.
Is he stuck there or?
No, you can remove your hand. Just
Oh.
brushed against it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Kind of feels like that roofing insulation stuff.
Oh.
So a little bit itchy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Torgrim.
Okay. After ordering Gavin and Arnold, get out now, and I blast with my bolt sweeper again, with my second action, my movement action being stepping back away from this thing.
Yeah, nice. We'll just say you deal another 24 points of damage as this thing just shrinks. It only takes up about half of the.
Yeah, because I rolled a 16 again. That's twice.
Yeah, nice. So
I don't do that.
nice. Yeah, and are you going to step out with the others?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But
You guys are.
Not in. And when I step out, I close the door. I close the hatch.
Nice. So as you guys are walking along, Tinlaw, since you were the first out, I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from you as well.
Okay. 15.
Oh no. Okay, I rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
You're
oh,
walking along. You're relaxed, and then you put your foot down onto the roof of the ship just with one of your steps, and your foot keeps going as a hole has opened up. You see this green acidic liquid fall through and kind of opening up a hole, and you see this tentacled spike just standing there having sprayed this corrosive liquid. It burns you slightly as your foot falls through. You take 4 points of acid damage, and then it makes its attack. That's going to be a 14 to hit. Does a 14 hit your armor class?
Oh, yeah. I've got AC 13.
Oh, thank goodness for that. All right. You take, max, 8 points of piercing damage and 6 more points of acid damage. As you look down and see your leg, your calf muscle, suddenly has a massive spike going in one side and out the other. And you see your flesh begin burning with this green acid. Davin, it's now your turn. What would you like to do? You've just seen Tinlaw put his foot through the top of the ship and is screaming in pain as his leg is impaled.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action to cast Healing Word. Like, Captain, it's gonna be okay. And I'm gonna heal him for. Let me check this out. I know it's a D4. It's gonna be, but I don't know if it adds like charisma to it or anything or anything.
Yeah, I think you add your spell.
Right. Yeah. That's gonna be 5 points back to you. And then,
woohoo! I'll take it.
I'm gonna keep moving forward. At this point, I'm gonna put my loot. It's strapped onto my back, so I'm gonna let it, kind of float, and then I'm gonna pull out my dagger and keep it in my hand as I'm moving along.
Nice. Healing Word is a bonus action, just so you know, in case you want.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's why it's so good.
Is there anything to, I guess, attack, or?
You could definitely kind of reach in and try and cut the tail.
I guess I would take. I'm gonna ready action. If anything pokes out, I'm gonna stab it. Next to me. Yeah.
Standing, watching your captain and friend scream in agony. No. Tinlaw, you go. You're still impaled, and this thing does not.
I'm still impaled.
Yeah, because I'm way behind. My action will come after yours again there, Tinlaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to. I got to try to get loose from this thing, so I'm going to take my dagger and try to cut the tentacle that has me impaled.
Yep. Go for it.
Oh, so I got a 14 plus 2 with the dagger.
Yep, that hits.
So 16. Yay.
Yep. Roll damage, please.
Three.
You reach down and slice through the tentacle, and it falls away. You hear a screech from below. The spike is still through your leg, this 1.5 long spike, but you lift your leg out and can continue moving. And Arnold says to you, "Sir, whatever you do, do not pull that out.
Yeah, you'll bleed out. No, yeah, excellent.
Do not pull that spike out of your leg. Let me do it when we get back. Just keep moving."
Okay, I will hobble along.
There's tears in your eyes that are floating away in the vacuum of space, instead of running down your cheeks, and you're just gritting your teeth because this is probably the most painful thing you've ever endured.
All right. And Torgrim is going to try to go around the hole, not over it, and
right.
holding on the handholds outside the ship that were made for just this kind of activity, extravehicular activity, EVA.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that you can get back to the Redmoth without further problems. You get in, and Zillus is like, he sees your leg and he goes, "Oh, how is that? Oh God, oh God, what is that?" What would you guys like to do?
We need to get Arnold to take the captain to the sick bay.
Yeah,
And
Arnold.
take
Arnold,
care of that's primary.
Arnold kind of leads you by the hand and tells you to lie down on the bed. Zillus says, "Oh, I'll get the ship moving then back to Grosvenor," and kind of goes and with your help, Torgrim kind of navigates the ship back on course and sets it to.
Yeah, because I mean, I have enough intelligence to do co-piloting for a little while, but
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Like most of you could probably pilot the ship in a pinch. Like if it came down to it and you had to, I mean, you know, it would probably be, you know, like someone who's, you know, new to driving could probably figure out a car.
Right, exactly.
That sort of thing. And you guys have
Torgrim
seen,
yeah,
like you guys manage. So the ship's back on course. So Arnold stands on a stool next to you, scanning your wound. And he says, "Well, sir, I do not know what to tell you, other than if this operation goes badly that I have to do, you will lose your leg, and depending on how well the poison spreads, probably the rest of you as well. So, here, bite this," and he just hands you just like a pillow.
So to help him out with this isn't what the spell does, but can I cast like heroism on him to make sure that he stays strong through this and maybe uses those?
That I will definitely allow, because that's an awesome idea. You're kind of filled with courage and, you know, an undeniable kind of prowess, yeah. And so Arnold grabs hold of the spike in your leg, kind of scanning it. He, with his other hand, he readies a syringe, and on the hand holding the spike, you see what looks like a dessert blowtorch, like they use on creme brulee, kind of come out of his forearm, which is probably pretty unnerving. And he goes, "Okay, so whenever we were taught to do this, we were supposed to count down 3, 2, 1. And then he pulls it out. The second he pulls it out, he jabs a needle directly into the center of the wound and injects you with 3 different vials full of liquid. Then he takes a blowtorch and cauterizes the wound. Yeah, the blowtorch on his arm. And having thought that the spike through your leg was the most painful thing you've ever experienced, you know, have changed your mind, because the actual most painful thing was him jabbing the needle into you. And you see, he's looking at it, he scans it, and he says, "I'm pretty good. I think that's worked." The only thing is, you know, whenever they tell you to do it, they say you should count down, but then pull it out like before you finish the countdown, so they're not ready for it, you know? But I thought, why not just count down and then wait a bit? Because then they never know when it's coming, you know? But it didn't really work the way I hoped it would. So, you know, but I think you'll be all right now. I think it's sorted. So, I have to see. You may not want to do much walking for the next little while. But hey, I'm sure you'll be fine. Now, mechanically, Tinlaw, you're going to move at half speed for the next week.
Okay.
Which is probably, probably take you just over or just under a week to get back to Loira, or to Grevda, sorry. So about a week. And your maximum hit points are decreased by 5 for a week as well. And then anything like dexterity saving throws that involve you like using your legs, are going to be at disadvantage for a week, which doesn't really affect you that much because hopefully not much will happen in a week. But yeah, it's a severe wound. You'll be on crutches for a little while, that sort of thing. Arnold says, guys, I'm pretty much out of all medical supplies, so I may need some money when we get to a city so that I can buy some more. But I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to take care of that.
And does he need to recharge? I mean, I'm sure we have a recharge.
Yeah, well,
sick bag.
yeah. If you remember, actually, you brought it with you. It was kind of like a briefcase that he kind of folds up into a little box inside of.
Yep. I remember that.
After about a day of traveling.
Obviously, Davin or somebody else was carrying that because actually, I guess Davin was carrying that because Tinlor needed both hands for his great axe and other stuff. And I mean, not Tinlor, Torgrim and Tinlor.
Torgrim, yeah.
Yeah, Torgrim was doing that, and Tinlor was, I mean, he was handing off the
box,
the bogus box and all that.
It's fine, yeah. We'll say you've got it. So, as you get to, where are we going? Oh yeah. So you've gone about a day on your journey before you receive a broadcast signal on the computer, and it comes on. It's like a Google Hangout. With Lockhart on the screen in his cave. He's the one who put you up to this job. And he says, hello there. Just calling to see how it's all going. I'm assuming it went pretty well? Pretty easy?
Captain, I'm letting you handle that one there, bro.
Well, I was going to say, am I laid up at the moment? Is this?
I imagine it's been like a day or so. So you're probably sitting in the cockpit, but you've got your foot like up on the dashboard.
Right.
I love it. The foot on the dash. That's awesome.
Answer Lockhart and say, well, it could have been easier.
Oh, how so? I'm pretty sure that the Leviathan has been abandoned for years.
Yeah, well, the Corsairs didn't know that.
There were other interested parties.
So yeah, there's some other people who are looking for this core as well.
Other people?
Yes.
Oh God.
Not as many, because some of them aren't leaving the Leviathan permanently.
Some of them are actually being used as paint for the Leviathan. Thanks to Torgrim shooting with the ball cannon.
Yeah. Oh, look.
So he says,
blood red. Woohoo! That's a nice color.
Above and beyond your duties, I thank you. Listen, if anyone asks you about that orb again, say you know nothing, because, well, there's only about 3 of those in the entire universe. And I didn't let this on because I thought you'd probably steal it, but you seem like good people. That thing is probably one of the most sought after implements in the world, or in the worlds. It, well, some superstitious people actually worship it and think it's some kind of magical item, because everyone who gets it ends up dying before they can use it. That's nothing to do with the item itself. As I've told you, it just terraforms planets. However, someone is always willing to kill for such a powerful item. So please, God, do not let it out of your sight. All right. Well, I'm glad to see you're all doing well. And he kind of, you see his eyes flick to the left, which happens to be where Tinlaw's leg is kind of propped up. Excellent. I will. I'll see you when you get back. And then kind of turns off.
At this point, hearing all this, I tell Captain Tinlar, you know, is anybody else in the cockpit with us? I'm asking as a OOC, as a GM. You know?
Yeah, I think all three of you are in the cockpit.
Okay.
Arnold.
Well, Davin is fine. It's Xylus I worry about the most.
Yeah. So it's
Is
just
he out of the cabin?
who? Arnold.
Xylus.
Oh yeah, Zillus is down in the hold.
Okay. Then I say to the captain, we need to program Arnold in a particular way, however is best, to safeguard the orb at all costs. Even if he must act like he's totally deactivated without actually being deactivated. Data on Standoff. Yeah.
That could be a good fail-safe method. If all else fails, he just
He just
powers down.
like,
Seems to power down.
like he's a defunct bot.
Or is there? I mean, at this point, we're en route to our destination to deliver.
Anyway, but I'm just saying, in case.
Yeah.
Seem,
We're on the way to deliver it to Lockhart, correct?
Correct.
we seem to be getting diverted
Yeah, more than
than normal. Yeah. After we got this orb. So.
Okay.
So
Well, let's do that.
Because you're the boss.
Let's do that. Let's make sure that Arnold understands. And I'm sure he does, but let's make sure he understands his cargo.
Yeah.
And
so Arnold's sitting there, and he's kind of got his head to one side, and he says, "No one's going to reprogram me. Why do you want to reprogram me?"
Well, it might not be necessary to reprogram you, Arnold.
We're asking for a safety measure here.
If
We do.
If worst comes to worst, and I see no way out, I will turn invisible, which I can keep up for about 12 hours before recharging, and box down and just hide.
I didn't know he could do that.
And he can do that and still contain the sphere.
Program kind of goes in his gruff voice. I didn't know he could do that.
That's how he took out the guy earlier.
Right.
He was flying along. He turned invisible and reappeared behind the guy and injected Quasium penthol into his neck. Yeah.
Awesome.
And so he kind of says, "Look, I can turn invisible. That's how I got the guy with the Quasium penthol. Love Quasium penthol.
Okay.
Has such a funny effect on you. I mean, then."
Torgrim, Davin, everybody okay with that?
Okay. Works for me.
Okay.
And he says, "Look, if
fully satisfied.
If you can't find me and you think I've gone invisible, I'll be in there." And he like points down at, basically it's a shelf in the cockpit, and he's like pointing at the bottom shelf in the far corner. So he says, "I'll hide in that corner and just power down where my next to my charging station, and power down all necessary things and just stay invisible for 12 hours."
and that way it will always be safe as long as the Redmoth is safe.
Well,
Okay?
here's an OOC comment. Can we say awesome sauce?
Yeah.
And this is pretty handy, pretty handy function there. We have to keep that in mind.
I think we got the best sidekick we could ever want there, Captain.
Yeah, I mean, he's invisible. He's a health robot, and he has a taser.
he's a really awesome cleric. Really.
Yeah. Right.
Well, that was pretty much our character, why I made him, because I was like, these guys don't have a cleric, and a lot of the combats I have planned and in my mind may require some R&R afterwards. So
true.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, if we've gotten the orb security squared away, let's make time to lock hard and quickly be finished with this. I hope.
So we're going to skip ahead a couple days, and you guys are just kind of swooping down back onto Grevda. You see that as you come up to Grevda, you're probably you're just outside of its asteroid belt, which it has an asteroid belt that kind of encircles the whole planet essentially, and you're just coming up to sort of reach it, when suddenly the back half of your scanner circle, radar type dish, is taken up.
Okay.
There's some enormous shape behind you.
Okay. Now, Torgrim, upon seeing this, nods to the captain and heads straight down to the ball turret underneath the Redmoth and mans his station. Backwards.
You get into the ball turret. It lowers down and turns around, and you are greeted by a spaceship the size of a town behind you. It is pretty much a giant square, and you can see that it has this tiny cockpit right up at the top.
Okay.
Furthermore, it's painted black with blue and red stripes going up the side. And thinking back, the only place you've seen such insignia and markings is on the coat of the captain of the Corsairs. What would you like to do?
Well, so
how close are we to Grevda? Looking at my navigation.
Exactly.
Looking at my navigation charts.
10 hours.
Oh, good glorioski.
And about how far is the Corsair block from us?
I mean, it's probably about a mile away from you.
Oh, so and I mean, I don't know this, but considering how large it is, are we significantly quicker? Are we more nimble?
Well, considering you're definitely more nimble.
Yes.
You can fly circles around it. But considering the fact that the Redmoth could fit inside its engines maybe 1,000 times over or something, no, it is much, much quicker than you.
Okay.
That's like, it's like saying, I'm on my bike. Am I quicker than this Mustang?
Technically, we're quicker, but strategically, we're outgunned and out everything.
Yeah.
I hate these guys.
Captain Kirk, where's a nebula if we can hide in?
Is there
you
any?
See, we'll hear this first.
Oh, I was just going to say, is there anything? I mean, I know Grevda is 10 hours away. I know they're a mile behind us. Is there anything nearby we can use? Is there?
You're about 2 hours away from the asteroid belt, so you could potentially try and hide in that. But you think, like, you know, you get the impression this thing could probably bulldoze through the asteroid belt if it really wanted to. But even still, you could potentially get there.
We got to try something. It's up to you.
Yeah, serpentine maneuver.
But I still have my headset on and all that, and I could talk to you, Captain. But
Yeah, absolutely. We're on the ship's comms at this point.
you're the pilot.
Okay.
Do something. Do something quick. I don't think we can beat this.
As you watch, Fulgrim, your ball cannon is, you know, it makes you feel like a you know, bit of a manly guy. It's super impressive. You think the women would be impressed.
I'm a half-orc berserker barbarian. Of course, I'm all about the manly guy thing.
And the enormous, and this is the king of all, emasculations. As a ball cannon drops out the bottom of their ship, which is probably, you know, probably about the size of, you know, your average highway. The ball itself could probably fit the Redmoth in 20 times. And the barrel of this gun is probably half a mile wide.
This is bigger than a Borg ship in Star Trek TNG.
Yeah, we're talking Red Dwarf size. If you've seen Red Dwarf,
I have seen a couple of episodes of that. Yeah. Actually, more than a couple.
I've got an image I want to.
About like 12 or 13. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a picture I want to show you.
Oh, good glory!
Of just the sort of the size comparison here.
By the gods of Freck, his breath.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just share my screen quickly.
Okay.
So this ship here, down bottom left, the bright red one is the Red Dwarf. That, you know, it's where is it? Here, yeah.
There it is.
This one. Your ship is probably this one. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
The Corsairs ship.
The little tiny blue dot, you can't even tell what the hell it is.
Yeah. This image, by the way, though, you can find, and if you can find the full version, it's one of my favorite images on the internet. It's fucking awesome. Like this is maybe like a third of it or something.
Yeah.
So basically, that big silver vessel above the Red Dwarf is what we're talking about.
But yeah, so this gun's charging up.
Okay. Is there? All right. Thinking quick. Is there any way we can get a sudden extra burst of speed out of the Redmoth?
You think? Okay. Make an engineering check.
Okay. Plus, that would be my intelligence and my proficiency. Is that what we said?
Yep.
Yeah. So 21.
All right. You think you have a spark of inspiration. You think, do you know what? If I reroute the Redux core and take off the limiter, you could probably make the ship go, you know, like we're talking about half light speed, like super fast for about 10 minutes, and then it would fall apart. But you reckon if you do that for a couple minutes, you could get into that asteroid field in about 3 seconds.
Now, will the asteroid field let us get additionally maneuver closer to Grevda?
You can maneuver.
And, try and get away from them. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right. The gun's charging up. I'm going to need you to make another engineering check to see how quickly you manage to do it.
Okay. Do we want to roll initiative? Because I'm going to try to take a shot at their ball turret.
Yeah, we'll roll initiative after this check.
Just because, I mean.
Yeah, man.
Just
Might as well.
I got a 22. Yay.
All right. You manage, you get down, you reroute it, you've got the big red button, you tell everyone to hang on, you smash it, the ship lurches forward as the gun fires. Now, just because I'm enjoying making you feel little, you guys are moving half light speed. This bullet or this projectile is firing 55% light speed. It catches up to you slowly as it goes, but you realize that it's not a weapon. It's not. It hasn't. It overtakes your ship, but it's. Nothing's broken. Nothing's happened. It's a ring of light. Kind of like if you've just been sucked inside a straw. And it closes in front of you, and you feel the ship just lurch to a hole. And it creates this kind of almost glass-like case around you. And then the ship begins to track back towards it.
Tractor beam.
It's like a tractor beam, except it manifests itself physically.
Right.
And it's pulling you back towards the ship.
All right, any ideas?
So I can't shoot this glass thing if I shoot my ball turret gun?
You can try it.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe.
Well, then I try it.
Sure.
We also have the.
How do I get to roll?
Make an attack roll.
Is it dexterity? Is it strength? Is it?
No, you just get +5 to your d20.
That's right. It's +5 for the ball turret. Hold on a second. Ball turret. +5. Okay. Then I have a 19 + 5 is 24.
You fire the projectile, the laser beam, hits the edge of it, or hits the interior, and just bounces off like a mirror. Just ding, 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 ding,
Jeez.
and eventually fades out. Communications request opens on your ship.
Let me guess. It's that guy I shot.
The captain.
Yeah.
You see the captain.
That guy I shot.
His
are we going to finally get his name on this? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The communications open.
You can announce himself.
And he says, "Crew of the Redmoth, I am hereby commandeering your vessel on the grounds of theft and murder. If you try or attempt to escape or struggle, you will be You will be eviscerated. However, if you comply, you will be able to be incarcerated indeterminately for an indefinite amount of time. These are your options.
Yeah, it sounds great and all that, but if you attack our ship, you lose the sphere.
The orb?
I am not worried about the sphere. I am merely worried about the judgment and the law and justice. Tinlaw, you look and you see that this interaction is being recorded on their end, much like a hangout on air. Which suggests to you that he is trying to take you in and use this conversation as evidence to prove that he did so lawfully.
Right.
And you would know, the shipping laws. If someone has stolen from you or murdered some of your crew or whatever, it's the law states that you're permitted to pursue and detain them yourself.
Right.
Just because if they had to have like a galaxy-wide police force or whatever, that would never work.
Right.
So
Except
sort of your own martial justice.
Yeah, 'cause we're in the Bane lands anyway, Captain. So
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well, we were also acting in self-defense from when we had acquired property. I was thinking lawfully, so I'm going to stick with self-defense, and that's what I'm going to say.
right of ownership.
Yes.
First,
Self-defense isn't murder, and possession is 98 100 of the law.
9/10 of the law. Of the law, right? Very good, Captain. You called it right.
So, and also, our armaments, we have the arc cannon in the ball turret, and we had 2 standard arc phasers on the Redmoth. Is that correct?
Yeah, and you have 4 Agnes missiles.
Yeah, that's what. While I'm talking to Bonehead out there, flying his big black cinder block.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm thinking, if the energy weapons aren't working on this shield, maybe a good old fashioned explosion will. But we do have an Agnes Homestead or a couple anyway, and they do double damage of the arc cannon. And I'm not necessarily going to fire it right now. I'm trying to, but what's basically holding the Red Moth is this infestation shimmering in front of us that the arc cannon bounced off of, right?
It's as if they've kind of surrounded you in light and then turned that light to glass.
Right.
And the Red Moth is being kind of sustained within an atmosphere, so it's floating in the center and is being pulled towards the ship very, very quickly. You think you'll get to their ship in about a minute.
Can we see where this energy is coming from on their ship?
Yeah, it's coming from the enormous bull cannon that was lowered down below it.
It's just
all right, I'm on the Red Moth's comlink. I'm going to because Agnes Homestead, those are guided, right?
Correct.
They're remote control guided missiles. So I'm on our comlink. On our comlink, obviously not to the Corsair captain. I'm gonna say, Torgrim, do you think you can, or do you think we can get a missile onto that ball turret, or do you think it's a wasted shot?
Well, Torgrim says, I think we need to break this shield around us, and that's at how many meters, kilometers, whatever is it around us?
It's probably like a quarter mile each side of you.
Okay, quarter mile. That's
so it's within range.
So it's within range. We need to blast this because everything bounces off, and I don't want to take a chance on and having a bounce around us.
Right. Well, if we can't take out the shield that's keeping us from moving forward, I'm thinking we're better off trying to take out what is projecting the shield. And if
we
we've got
the shield first, Captain, we have to get through the shield first. We have to blast it.
But if we can't get through the shield, we need to take out. Because the shield's just in front of us. It's not around us. There's no shield between us and the enemy ship, right?
What Tin was suggesting is back to the straw analogies that have served me so well this game. I think this is my third one. It's as if someone's sucking through a straw and you guys are at the bottom and you can't shoot through the sides of the straw. So Tin Lord is suggesting you shoot straight down the straw and into the person's mouth.
Right. The missiles will go forward, but then we'll use the remote control to spin them back. And I want to fire two in case there's a shield on that turret. I want to take that out with the first missile and then have another one come in after it.
So I'm taking it that besides navigation, I'm weapons and security here.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask you, Rob. From his turret, surely I had the foresight to wire in controls for him to handle our.
Oh yeah, well his turrets works kind of like a revolver, except that it doesn't fire, and then rotate. It has different modes which it rotates around.
Excellent.
So you can have it on the laser mode, or he just needs to flip a switch and it rotates into a chamber with a missile loaded.
Okay. So Torgrim, you understand what we're going to do? We're going to fire one Agnes Homestead, and then a couple seconds later, we're going to fire the other one right down the street, the same shot, and try to get them straight onto that turret.
All right. So I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there working the systems. I'm looking at the computer reports on how this would work best, and I'm ready to go.
Nice. All right. You fire the two missiles. You see a huge explosion. You fire them one after the other. I'm gonna assume you followed Tin Lord's advice, and you see an explosion and then another one, and you see around you the glass shatter and fade.
We still have our quarter light speed or half light speed ability or not?
No, you probably don't. Engine, you probably gonna have to limp back to Grevda because it really strains the engines. I mean, you'll be able to cope, but it's kind of like you have to sort of cross your fingers. Now, as the shield shatters,
impulse power, Captain, impulse power.
Yeah, a little bit. As the shield around you shatters, communications is still open, and you hear the space captain say, "What? What do you mean?" Now I see why we got them so cheap from that dealer on Torrik.
Excellent.
So they could have just shot down the center of it the whole time. Are you an idiot? You're paying for this. And then you just hear screaming like from some crew member, and you hear you deserve it.
We're going to the asteroids.
Yeah.
So did the second missile hit the ball turret and deactivate?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that the smoke has cleared a little bit, you see that the ball turret is completely gone. You also see that about half the lights that were on have now gone off.
Yes.
On the ship, and you also see that you see kind of on the scanners that there was another half orc who was bigger and burlier than Torgrim, because that bull cannon just had everything slightly better than you guys. So he had like one extra pair of abs or something, but he's now suffocating and his head is exploding in the midst of space.
Well,
and
all right.
You guys can limp into the asteroid belt, and this ship, their ship, will not move for a couple of days while they do the repairs. And you guys, you come into land, and the landing spot you'd normally land on is taken up by this kind of really sleek, expensive-looking ship. It's not very big, probably only holds 2 people, but it's got this kind of black and white markings on it. Just really nice, kind of expensive-looking ship. You've never seen one like it before. But you land.
Well, Torgrim will, because of being sailing junkers for a while in and out of the triumvirate and all that, will he have noticed that maybe they're triumvirate marking?
Why don't you make a history check for me?
I will gladly. 17 plus 1, 18.
You see near the back, it's got mark with a shield that's split into 3 different coloured sections with 2 crossed swords on it, which is the 3 crossed swords on it, which is the symbol of the triumvirate.
Oh. Yeah, I will. I will warn my captain Tinlar of these facts.
The Redmoth lands, and you gentlemen are free to leave onto Grevda.
Well, I will suggest to Tinlar, my captain.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is though I'm a chaotic neutral character, I put in parentheses good, and it only comes to when it comes to whoever my captain is. That's who I'm loyal to, but otherwise I'm on my own. Okay.
Right.
That said, I will mention to him, though splitting the party is not necessarily the best thing, maybe we ought to have Davin and Arnold head straight to Lockhart and get the orb and the money, and he and I need to reconnoiter the area and see what the heck is going on here with triumvirate people on a planet like Grevda of all places.
So then, yeah, I go find Arnold. Is he still deactivated, by the way?
No, he's been just chilling, checking up on the captain's leg and reapplying the bandages. He has been charging every night though. So, yeah,
Arnold, you ready to get going?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. When
Right, so
when we're speaking to this Mr. Lockhart, I saw another droid. He's far inferior to me, but it'll be nice to.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun. Don't worry, you'll like him. I pick up the little briefcase, a docking bay that he has, and I carry it at my side and I say, Arnold, you said you could sustain invisibility for 12 hours, correct?
Yeah, that's 12 hours of me, not doing anything else. So if I'm moving and thinking and talking, probably be about 6.
Okay, yeah, I think that'll be fine. Could you, while you're accompanying me, not that I don't appreciate being seen in your company, could you stay invisible while we're heading over there?
He nods and turns invisible.
Great. Yeah. So unless there's anything else we need to take care of, the two of us will head off.
Sure. So while Joe's just sorting out being a grown-up father, we'll just continue with what you and Arnold are doing then. So you walk and you see little footprints in the sand, just following you as you go. You walk down. You get to the area where Lockhart's kind of secret hideout was. And you see the trapdoors open.
Seeing this, I'm gonna radio back to the ship. And to like the rest of the crew. I haven't seen Lockhart, but the door is wide open, so I'm a bit worried. Should I go in alone?
Tinlaw is checking the cargo and can't hear the communication. What does Torgrim say?
Okay, well, Torgrim says, you hold all caution, but you need to investigate and find out if he's there, if it's just open because he has other visitors, or you need to find out, if he's there or not. Just
right. So
but with all caution. I mean, treat it as a red alert situation.
I stand at the entrance and I sort of like kick a loose bit of stone down the stairs before I start walking down and go, "Hello, Lockhart, are you?"
Make a perception check for me. Just to catch you up, Joe. Lockhart's trapdoor is wide open.
Hey,
So that is a 22.
You hear rustling inside, and then when the stone gets kicked down, the rustling stops.
Okay. I slowly just say to myself, "You can do this, Devin. You're a hero." And then I'm gonna cast heroism on myself. I give myself a.
nice.
You're a hero.
Touche. Hey, touche.
Just keep saying hello as I walk down the stairs with my loot in my hands, kind of clutching it, hugging it to myself.
Yeah. You get no response, but as you
Is there other lights coming down from down there?
Yep.
Or is there?
Yeah, there's lights. But as you get there, you see two men. They're dressed in kind of jumpsuits, which have these black and white kind of stripe down the middle, which kind of looks reminiscent to the ship you landed next to. They're wearing these helmets that kind of look like Daft Punk, if you know Daft Punk.
Oh man, I'm excited. No.
They have these sort of black glass helmets that obscure their face, and they're both standing pointing large weapons.
I go, I'm your biggest fan. No, I'm just, I being from the inner triumvirate, would I just like immediately recognize what these guys are? Or are they kind of more clandestine?
These are the fucking feds.
Ah, wow. Okay. Hello, gentlemen. I see I've stumbled upon something. I'm just gonna go. Have a good day, and I start backing up.
As you hear, "Do not move, citizen. Stand still. Drop anything you are holding, and place your hands on your head." And you hear just out of the corner of your ear, "Really? T300s? Standards."
Damn it.
Which is Arnold.
Yeah. Sorry, Captain. I was worried about the slab. I wasn't worried about these guys. But, well.
Okay.
Right.
And so at this standoff, we'll jump over to the other two. Tinlaw and Torgrim, what are you two doing?
Well, since we were originally trying to get stuff over to Moira, was it?
Yeah.
That slab wanted to go to, and we never got to.
Well, no, you were bringing stuff from Loira to Grevda.
Oh, from
So you
Moira
can-
to Grevda, right. So I tell the captain, Tinlar, Captain Tinlar, as we're I guess we're on like grav sleds or all that. What grav sleds?
On what, sorry?
Right. We have
can carry
cargo
up-
to. Right.
that we
Right.
can
We have
carry-
cargo
yeah,
to
well-
offload from Laura.
No, you did complete that job already.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So your cargo hold would be empty except Zillus couldn't help himself and kind of took a lot of things from the Leviathan. So you could go try and pawn those.
All right. Okay. So that's what we're going to try to do.
And of course, explain to Zealous that he'll get a bonus fee for being so enterprising, I guess.
Light fingered.
So helpful, right, Captain? So helpful.
Yeah.
We're going to all for us and put it in one box.
Yeah. So
Is there equivalent of like a gravity sled that we could just like without having to actually carry it?
yeah. You've got like a little kind of. It's like pretty much looks sort of like a trough or a sled that sort of has,
Right.
it sort of floats along, much like Arnold does, where it just sort of
Right.
he can sort
Okay.
of float along like a drone.
And of course, Zillus is going with us because we're not leaving him behind.
Yeah.
Not on this one. Not on this one.
And we don't necessarily feel the need to keep this on Grevda. The ship is more secure than say at the Leviathan or whatever. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like no one's going to steal your shit.
Right.
So we go up to Slab's compound and his office building, or if it's a great tent or
Yeah, it's
whatever
a
it
big
is.
tent.
And then I tell my captain, at this point, you have to be a silver-tongued devil, but I cannot go in.
Mm.
I have my reasons, and I'll just wait out. I'll just wait there, like with arms crossed and legs akimbo, versus the guards, and let you and Xylus go in with the crate.
Yeah.
All right.
So you go in. You see Slab just sitting on his chair, and he stands up and he says, "You again? You don't have that orc with you, do you?" As you see this enormous, comparably sized Torgrim orc stand up, bright red skin, kind of unshaven. And
Nope,
kind of
he's not.
steps towards you.
He's not with us at the moment. But we do have some wares, if you're interested.
He kind of
Not sure exactly what. Yeah.
takes like a very quick look, realizes he doesn't really care, and just clicks a finger behind him. And you see this hook-nosed weasel of a man come forward with a sort of, futuristic clipboard, essentially, and begin going through your items, appraising them. And he just says, "Where did you get all this? This is some high-tech stuff."
We found it.
Did you? And he looks up and he gives you a smile. And you see, like, most of his teeth are, like, sharpened artificially. So it gives you this, like, reptile smile. And goes back to his appraising.
I'm not there. Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
After a minute, he says, 750. And Slab just goes, "Pay them." And he holds out a clipboard towards you.
All right. Well, we take the clipboard, and I'm not really sure what was in the crate, so I don't know if I should negotiate for more or not. I'm guessing I should, but considering the day, or the couple of weeks we've had.
Yeah, as you go to, accept the payment, Zillus puts his hand on the clipboard and looks at you and shakes his head and pushes it down. And Zillus says, "No. Double."
That's what I was thinking.
And the Weasley reptile man smiles again and says, "Oh yeah, double, huh?" And Zilla says, "Yes, double. That is a Z5 carburetor. That is an electrowire pulse organ, and that was really fucking difficult to get." And, he kind of the weasel man looks back at Slab, and Slab just nods. And the weasel man says, "Very well." Types in a couple numbers and hands it to you.
Well done.
And he just says, "Let me make the deals in the future, please." Unloads the cart and takes it out. Now, as you get out, Torgrim, you realize you haven't heard from Davin in a while, and you remember him saying, that the door was open and that he was worried, and you haven't heard from him.
Before Tinlor and Zillus leave the tent, I will by realizing that I haven't heard from him in enough time, I will dash off to where I know Lockhart's refuge is, and I'm
Right.
racing.
So as you leave the tent, Tinlo, you just see Torgrim taking off.
Okay. Well, I look at Zealous and I think, well, let's go.
Zealous just shrugs and follows on. We'll go back to David. These two police droids are holding guns, pointing them at you. One of them begins to walk forward.
Okay, I'm just like, I'm just holding a lute, and I just start like strumming a few, discordant notes on the lute. Are you sure you want to just? It's not a weapon.
Yeah, and one of the droids says, "Comply, relinquish all
I'm
items."
just kind of confused. I mean, I don't even know what's going on. And as I'm saying those choice words, I'm gonna cast Crown of Madness on one of the droids.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, you notice that these notes that I'm playing, it's this very sort of chilling, manic. It start playing faster, more manically, and it's a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
That's a 14.
Oh
man!
And so you see one of them, the one that's walking towards you, stop, and it goes, and like reboots itself a bit. Says, comply. And one of them squeezes a shot off that kind of singes your cheek. It's that close.
Ah, crap! And I just gently put my lute on the ground. Right, I am complying. It's not like there's anyone else in here. Everyone else is long gone out the other way.
Except Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold's just floating next to you, invisible.
If anyone else was here with me, they should have. I'm sure they'd be long gone by now.
He's floating invisible, so hey, he could pop in somewhere.
You have no idea. So the guy who is or the droid who's right next to you steps behind you, puts his hand on your shoulder, and pushes you and says, "Lie face down on the ground, hands on your head, do not move."
Okay, I am assuming the position, and I assume the position.
As you go down, you look under the table, like you're kind of the table in the center of the room. Your eye line dips below it, and you see that for some reason you haven't noticed this before, but you see the body of Lockhart lying. He's still breathing, but he's lying on the ground. His face is just covered in bruises, and he's not moving, but he's breathing. The droid begins to handcuff you, and then picks you up, like stands you up again, and places these two kind of weird like button things that bite into your shoulder on your arms and your ankles, and it's like getting an injection. It's pretty unpleasant. But then he says, "Comply, come with us," and you have no control over your legs or arms, and they just begin walking without you telling them to, essentially, and you are just walking handcuffed and being controlled essentially like a robot towards looks like you're going towards the Redmoth.
Oh, okay.
Oh God!
And where does Torgrim fit into this at this point?
Torgrim, you get to Lockhart's underground kind of cave thing. Look down inside, and you kind of there's no one in there. You look around, and then you see Davin walking really weirdly, flanked by two droids.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't want to hit Davin with the bolt sweeper. So this is pure one-shot pistol blaster and racing towards them, and great axe in the other hand.
Sure thing. Gonna make them do a perception check. Ooh. As you run,
Whoops.
all of a sudden, both of the droids just spin around, see you coming, and both squeeze off shots before you can reach them. One of them goes wide as you duck, but you duck straight into the path of the other one.
Ouch.
You take 5 points of damage as the bolt just catches you in the shoulder and you kind of stumble and slow, but keep running.
All right. Well, because I'm a distance away from them, then the only thing I can shoot them with is my blaster,
Right?
which I believe does what? Die 6 + 1? Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
So I will shoot at them and roll a 16 + 1, 17.
That hits.
And we'll roll 6 + 1, 7.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah, so this thing takes your bolt in its chest before readjusting itself and saying, "Comply. You are under arrest for assault of an officer. Comply."
And I'll say, bullshit.
Okay. As
And
As you
charge
run.
and charge it with my put my pistol in my holster and charge with my great axe.
nice. As you run towards it,
And now because I've been hit and took damage, I'm going into my berserker frenzy.
nice. So you can go into rage and then choose if you'd like to make it a frenzied rage as another bonus action. So it takes another bonus
Yeah.
action to go into frenzy.
That's
So for now you're just in a rage because you can't do both at the same time, but that's cool. So you go into rage and you're running towards him, and one of them, or they both look at each other kind of thing, and press a button on their guns and fire again. The bullets come nowhere near you that they fire. They instead land in between you and them. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
okay. That's 17 + 1, 18.
So you jump out the way just as you see that this is like kind of a taser landmine that they've planted instead.
Oh wow!
And you just kind of miss. Tinlaw, you run up, get to Lockhart's shack, and then look around, see if you can see where Torgrim went, and you see him locked in combat or running towards these two weird daft punk-looking guys. While this is all happening, Davin is continuing to walk towards their ship.
Toward their ship, not toward the Redmoth.
No,
Which they're
their
next to
ship
each
is-
other.
Yeah, their ship is beyond the Redmoth. It just
Right.
looks like they're walking towards it. Yeah.
And he still has the weird shoulder clasping.
It's kind of at the base of his neck.
Right.
I misspoke when I said shoulder.
Do I know what that is?
Probably not from this distance.
Okay.
Probably
Well, then I'm gonna. I mean, because his trajectory, I can tell that he's gonna walk past the Redmoth, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Or can I? Okay.
Yeah, you can.
All right. In that case, while Torgrim has Torgrim's enjoying the current Daft Punk tour, I'm going to try to get to. I can tell something's up, so I'm going to try to get to Davin and get him onto our ship instead of their
Sure.
ship.
So if you use the dash action, you will get to pretty much where Torgrim is, right up in front of these guys.
Okay, let's do that. I got to get to him, and it's not like I can hide. I mean, it's
Yeah. All right. And Zillus kind of sees what's going on and decides to take a wide route and try and get back to the Redmoth and protect it. I think we'll roll initiative here, folks.
All right.
As fitting of a man in chains, I rolled a 1. So
Oh, no.
I got a 16.
I rolled 18 plus 1, 19. Nice. You rolled pretty good.
Nice. All right. Torgrim, you're up first.
Okay. Charging with great axe in both hands. And
Nice.
oh jeez. You kidding me. 11 plus 5, 16. I don't know if that's good enough or not, but hopefully.
A 16 hits.
Wow. Call me surprised. Because that's a pretty low roll. Let's see. So die 12 plus 3. 7 plus 3, 10.
Yeah. You smash into this thing, severing, some key wires and that kind of thing, but it remains alive and well working.
Okay.
Tinlaw, your turn.
I'm still going to try to get to.
Yeah, so you can run
Yeah.
around them, and
Okay.
you get to Davin.
So now can I tell what's
Yeah.
going on?
You can see that it's plugged directly into the base of his neck, directly into his central nervous system. You were there for the Spelljammer game, right, Joe? Were you? Or was that a different Joe who I'm thinking of? Either way, similar to that, these, if you pull them out, will more than likely kill you.
Okay.
If they're pulled out in, by someone who doesn't know what they're doing, necessarily.
Right. So, and Arnold may know what he's doing. I don't
More
know.
than likely.
Okay. Well, in that case, it's apparent to me that Davin is still walking. Can I tell that he's walking not of his own free will or not? I mean, like, Davin, let's get on the ship.
Davin can still talk, so he can, help me. But yeah, he's walking like someone pretending to be a robot, but doing it really badly.
In that case, I'm going to put my shoulder into his stomach and try to pick him up and carry him to the Red.
Sure. I'll just say that's pretty easy for you. Have you ever seen it where you like hold a little dog above water?
Yes.
And its legs kick because it thinks it's swimming.
Right.
That's pretty much what Davin's doing. Is he's continuing walking, but just on your shoulder.
Okay.
He's getting a pretty good leg workout out of it, actually. Yeah. Next is these guys. So, one of them just opens fire and shoots you. 17 to hit Torgrim.
Yeah, my AC is 14.
Yeah. All right. You take 6 points of damage.
Oh. Out.
And then the other one, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. All right. Hold on a sec. My dexterity is plus 1. 16 plus 1, 17.
Unfortunately, he rolled a natural 20. So
Oh, fuck me.
you don't see him essentially punch you in the neck.
But that's
when
what
he takes away his hand, he has left a similar implement to that of on Davin. You take 1 point of piercing damage from the injection into the base of your skull, and I need you to now make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Oh, thank God I got +3. 19 plus 3, 22, sir.
Nice. So you you feel your limbs being controlled. You feel them trying to walk you to their ship. But you are so unbelievably strong that it just like half your body is moving, but the other half is refusing as you basically have an arm wrestle with yourself.
Oh,
the two of them just look at each other and ready extra ones. Davin, it's your turn. You can make a Constitution saving throw to try and break this thing.
Okay. Okay, that is a 4.
You continue to walk in midair, which is really, really starting to ache.
I'm going to feel this in the morning. I just
You're going to have the thickest legs. You're going to need to work out for a long time to make up for this on your top half. So we'll go back up to Torgrim. Torgrim, you get to make another con save at the end of your turn, which means that essentially you're being controlled, and you have, if you succeed 3 saves in a row, you can shrug off the effect completely.
3 in a row? Oh my God.
So you saved one, so if you save this one as well.
Okay, let's see. 17 plus 3 is 20.
Yeah, you save again.
Man, holy crap! But I've never been able to do a hat trick. I'm very scared on this next roll.
Yeah. Plus, the DC gets higher every.
Oh,
I played darts a lot, but I've never been able to do an actual.
Yeah.
I was good on a dart team, just average good, but
So
never was ever make a hat trick.
So as this is happening, you see the two kind of things nod at each other and begin to move. Tinlaw, though, it's your turn first.
so I still have Davin over my shoulder, and
Yep.
and I'm okay. So from where I am, can I get him on the ship? And has Zillus made it on the ship yet or not?
Yeah, Zillus is in the ship.
Okay. So I'm going to try to get Davin on the ship to Zillus and then come back to help Torgrim.
All right. So yeah, you lift him on the ship. Zillus grabs some rope and ties him down.
Okay.
All right. As these guys go, firstly, one injects, or Torgrim, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage, please, as one of them tries to stick another one of these things in your neck.
Oh God. Oh no. 14 plus 1, 15.
Yeah, unfortunately, the other one is injected in your neck. I need another Constitution saving throw, please, with disadvantage.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, 16 plus 3, 19.
Wow.
Unfortunately, you fail as the DC had risen to 22.
Oh, man.
You
Like I
your
said,
body-
I could make that hat trick.
your body freezes up, and you stand at attention before walking towards their ship.
Okay.
Tinlaw, the other one turns to you, and I need a dexterity saving throw, please, as he fires at the ground in front of you.
17 plus 19.
You two are able to duck out of the way as you avoid another of these taser rounds. And it's your turn.
Look, I can throw Davin over my shoulder. I cannot do that with Torgrim. I don't think I'm going to pull that off. He's bound to be close to 300 pounds. So, let me see. And I'm guessing the risk of trying to knock that thing off of his neck is too great, based on okay.
If you just pulled that out, there's a chance that his spine could come with it.
Right. I mean, he's probably got a pretty strong spine, but I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
So, just checking on my. I need out of character for a second. I got to get my gadgets in order. That's
yeah.
Of course, the demolitions will come in handy if I had a grenade or two, but I don't have them yet. So instead, these droids have been damaged somewhat, but I mean they're still up and going. So I don't know that I'm going to. How do I save our navigator? All right, I got it. I'm going to take out my wind-up watch, make a show of winding the stem 3 or 4 times, because this is a wind-up watch, a wind-up watch.
Yeah.
Classic pocket. I'm going to wind it up 2 or 3 times, and I'm going to fling it at the nearest droid. Let's see if I can confuse him.
Make a deception check. That is awesome. Regardless of if you succeed or fail, you can have an inspiration for that. That is inspired.
Yay. Okay, well, I got a 14. You said perception check. Do I have any bonuses on that or not?
Deception.
I don't have. Oh, deception. I'm sorry. I don't have any. That'll be okay. It'll actually be a 15.
Okay. So you see these two things look at each other and dive out of the way.
Okay. At that point. Okay, and Torgrim failed his. He made 2, but failed his 3rd Constitution save.
I'm zombified, basically, droid style.
Okay, so I can't carry him. Probably can't. My strength is only 11, so I'm not counting on that. The gravity sled that we took to take the stuff to the slab. I'm going to get one of those behind him and then kick him as hard as I can to try to get him onto it.
Okay. Right. I'm going to need an opposed check here. Torgrim versus Tinlaw. Torgrim, you're going to be at disadvantage. And you'll only get, as well as that, you'll only get half your bonus because, you're not fighting back.
The 3, is it rounded up or rounded down?
Rounded down. Everything in D&D is rounded down.
+1 only. Okay. Right. Gotcha. They only rolled a 3 +1 is 4.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, so you jump and 2-foot kick him into this into this thing, and it sinks down and is probably only a couple inches off the floor.
Right? Of course it does.
Of course it does. I'm a half orc. What the hell do you expect?
And but yeah, you can push him.
All right.
But I will say because we are an initiative, and I let you throw the watch and do this. We'll say that's going to be your movement.
Okay.
So it is their turn now, and they both look at each other and see that. I see what's happened. And then get up. So half their movement to get up, the other half to move towards you, but they can't quite get to you. So I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage as they fire 2 more taser rounds at you.
Okay. Okay, 118. Dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay, well, at disadvantage, that would have been 13.
All right. The shock hits right under your foot and zaps you all the way up. You begin shaking, and I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. $16.
As actually, sorry, it's at disadvantage because they shot 2 of them. My apologies.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, still 16.
Nice. So they fire it, and it zaps you, and it causes you to stop for a moment. You don't keel over, which is a good news, but you cannot. You can only move half your movement next turn.
Okay.
Which it is now.
Okay, so I know that Zealous has got. He has Davin doing, or should be doing something. I didn't see him tie him up or whatever, but I handed him off, so he should have something.
Just a quick interjection. I like to imagine as this is happening, all these cool things. You just hear from the ship. I really appreciate you doing this, Xylus. And you just see him like with his foot on Davin as Davin is trying to like caterpillar slink towards their ship.
Thanks a lot. As he tries to get away. Okay, so I'm going to. We're still connected by the Redmoth radio link, right? We
Sure. Yeah.
established that previously, right? Okay, so I'm going to call for Xylus to come down and try to help get this loading slab loaded with Torgrim.
Xylus calls back and says, "Yeah, give me a sec. I need to just tie." Wait, stop! I need to tie him down.
Oh, no, that hurts. It's too tight.
Yeah, so Zillus ties down, or begins tying him down, and then makes his move out. Is that your turn then, Tinlaw?
I'm still moving at my slower rate toward the toward the ship's ramp.
You don't get quite off into the ship, but yeah.
Okay.
These two things.
Do I get any constitution checks to anything?
Not yet. You'll be able to make one more, but yeah, these things have pretty much sealed the deal.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
In dual motion, almost identically on either side, these two things run and just, I would say, rugby tackle, but you three may see it as, I don't know what American football is.
Right.
They basically nail Zillus and so I'll need opposed grapple checks from each of you, please. I say each of you, I have to roll for. Oh, nice.
Aha! Nat 20!
Oh, shit. So he kind of grabs you but can't pull you down.
Shocked.
And he just, they grab you. Zillus is just, I don't know what it's called, but he's probably never been tackled that hard in his life. As he rolled a natural 1 and it rolled a natural 19. So it just runs through him. And Zillus is coming down the ramp of the Redmoth, and it tackles him back into the Redmoth.
Yes, that's what I was hoping for.
And you see the Redmoth just sway side to side. But the one attacking you is not moving. I will have a Constitution saving throw from Davin and Torgrim, please.
Okay. Oh.
I got an 8.
I got an 18 with a +3, 21.
Sorry, Torgrim, yours is at disadvantage because you have 2 in your neck.
+1, okay, 18, 19. I got a 19.
Yeah, but you have to. Yours is at disadvantage because you have 2 in you, so you'll have to roll twice and take the lower one. I'm afraid.
Oh man, really?
Yep. You were too big. They had to stick 2 of them in you.
Okay. +1 in 18.
Jeez, you're rolling amazingly.
I'm surprised. I usually roll pretty average. Between 14 and 17 is my usual. Well, actually, between 13 and 17 is my usual roll.
Those are good rolls because there's above half. So you feel the movement start to come back in your leg and arm on one side. You can't move yet, but you're beating it. You're like coming back.
Woo!
Davin is still trying to walk. And Davin, as you're trying to walk, you're like tied right next to the door. And so you're trying to you feel your body like trying to push itself out the door, but you can't quite make it around. And as you do that, you see Zillus stand up straight and begin walking out the door, followed by the other robot.
But they're both still on the ship, right?
They're basically, they don't have any movement left to move off the ship, but they're beginning to move off the ship.
Okay. And the other droid is not on the ship, right? He missed me.
One of them's on the ship lying at your feet, and the other one is just about to leave the ship.
Okay.
Alongside Zillus.
Can I close that ramp or hatch before they get off of it?
You can, but you'd have to get there. You need to get there first. But you can.
Okay.
You can definitely do that. Yeah.
I'm going to try to do that.
Sure.
And then we'll deal with these 2 droids on the ship.
Yeah. So,
is Arnold on the ship? He should be on the ship. I was hoping he would have picked up on what.
You have no idea what Arnold is.
Yeah.
Well, he should be. He should be where his charger is, because that's what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, he said he was going to go sit on the bottom shelf where the charger is. But
so we're going to count on him doing what he said.
The charger was left. The charger was left in Lockhart's room, but he didn't say he's going to stay with the charger. He just said that's where he's going to be, and it happened to be next to the charger. So you don't know.
That's what I'm counting on. But he doesn't have a charger. We'll have to deal with that later. So okay, so I'm going to try to get and close the hatch, and at least we'll have everybody on the ship.
Right. Presumably.
So, presumably, yes. Do you want me to roll?
No.
The dexterity, or
you can just get there. Although actually, to get in the ship with Torgrim in the crate, while those 2, the robot and Zillus, are trying to leave, I might make you make a strength check or athletics just to try and push past.
Okay.
That's not good for you, Tinlar, is it?
Well, it's actually I do have proficiency in athletics, so.
Really?
But I'm just not that strong. But it is one of my proficiencies.
Right.
For athletics. So let's see. Oh, I rolled a 2.
So you try and push the Torgrim up the ramp, and the robot on the other side grabs the other side of Torgrim's crib, shall we say, and begins pushing back against you. And he kind of has the uphill advantage, so he's sort of winning, and you're being forced back.
Okay, so that was my movement. Do I still have my action?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to try to draw my pistol and shoot him in the face.
Good plan.
Right.
He's distracted. He might not expect it. I don't know. And I got a 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. For 5 points of damage.
Yeah, nice. You blow a hole in his helmet shell, and you can see kind of some of the inner workings. But he continues to push. And it's my turn. I am going to be an utter bastard. You took one hand off of it to pull your gun out and shoot, which means that as this droid pushes down to try and push you out of the ship with Torgrim's Torgrim's trying to walk body inside. And he pushes him out, and I'm going to make you, if you could roll another athletics check, but with disadvantage, please.
Okay. Athletics check with disadvantage. Okay, so that would be... I got the bad one was a 12.
Yeah.
So,
he pushes it, and you stumble back. Then the droid says, "Comply, citizen, detain." Torgrim, I need a Constitution saving throw, please. And one from Zillus.
Yeah, I knew you were going to call for that. Thankfully, I rolled a 19 plus 1, 20.
You're getting pins and needles. You reckon next turn you'll be able to move. However, Zillus is not so lucky. He gets up, runs outside, and just jumps on Tinlaw and holds him down. The other droid comes up and injects your neck with 2 of the things. Everything goes dark. Then everyone spends about 20 minutes, unbeknownst to themselves, filling Torgrim's body with these fucking control things so that Torgrim has no idea. So, because people have to go and everything, this is going to be the last scene. You all awake. Your hands are bound above you, and you're in a black room. Suddenly, lights flicker on. Ding, 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 ding. Those sort of old lighting. And they're very bright. You're blinded for a moment. A door to your left opens. You look around and you see your 3 companions hanging next to you. All of you are topless, wearing just rags. None of your gear is with you. And you see the pirate captain walk into the ship. Into your room, sorry. He stands in front of you before launching a punch straight into the gut of Tinlaw. You're completely winded. He's using his metal hand. He says, "Well, it seems we are at yet another impasse. Good day, gentlemen. I don't think I've introduced myself. My name is Captain Carrion LaCrue, and I am the captain of this ship and these Corsairs. This ship, my ship, which you almost destroyed, is called the Helvetica, and you are our esteemed guests." And that is where we'll end it for tonight. Yet again cornered by a pirate captain.